Yeah, Mars. I feel like I'm seeing the same. I feel like I'm seeing the same guy, which isn't a bad thing. But if Brooklyn is serious about moving forward, right? If Brooklyn is serious about moving forward, Ben Simmons has to expand his game, because I feel like I'm seeing the same 2021, 1920. I feel like I'm seeing that Ben Simmons, which isn't a bad thing, because again, he was an all-league defender. He was an all-NBA performer at that point. But he still looks like just a downhill, head down guy who, when the game slows down, his game gets exposed. Now, defensively, I feel like with him and Bridges in the backcourt, I think that they can be the best defensive backcourt in the game, right? I do feel like that. I do feel like they could be the best defensive backcourt in the game. And I feel like this crew, we're watching them against the Lakers, and I know it's preseason, but we're watching them against the Lakers. I feel like a lot of their stuff is going to be predicated on defense. As big a fan as I am of Cam Thomas, I feel like a lot of their stuff is going to be predicated on defense. The problem that I'm having is that Ben Simmons hasn't really expanded his game. And I think in order for them to get to the next level, he's got to expand his game. Now, you just said it, Mars, and I feel like I feel like I should be on that page where, should I just accept the fact that this is Ben Simmons and he's never going to shoot the basketball? Should I just accept that? Or am I still holding out? Or am I still holding out hope that, this guy is he's gonna put a 15-footer in his game? Should I just accept the fact that this dude is not gonna shoot the basketball? He's just not.
Do you expect Jared Allen to shoot the basketball anytime soon?
Oh shit! All right,
Jared Allen.
Yeah, Jared Allen. Do you expect Jared Allen to add a 15-footer to his game?
I don't expect Jared Allen.
There you go. And I'm not saying Ben Simmons, I'm not comparing them as players. I'm just saying some guys, what their game is. And with Ben, I just want him to look confident playing ball, which he did. He had a couple possessions where he was attacking the rim. As long as you're being aggressive, Ben Simmons is a 6'10 to 6'11, if you believe the growth thing, a 7-foot guy with guard-like agility at points, and going to get to the rim whenever he wants. There's not that many people stopping him from getting to the basket if he wants to. If we're going to live with the fact that Giannis isn't really going to add that much of a jumper to his game to be effective, if you're efficient at the rim and able to produce that high a defense, which Ben Simmons can do, then we're fine. Stay healthy, stay aggressive, and play defense. On the offensive side, tremendous passer. You're going to play make setup for others, and you're going to attack the rim. It's not like you're Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt can get on the court, and he's doing not even 50% of what Ben Simmons can do offensively. Not even 75% of what Ben Simmons can do offensively. But Vanderbilt was still wanting him to be on the court to play defense. So Ben Simmons will be absolutely fine if he's not trying to shoot a jumper or shoot a three. He'll be fine. He just knows his game, and that's what you expect of him.
That's what I'm talking about, Damo, because when I think about Ben Simmons, I'm thinking about the 2021 Ben Simmons, the all-NBA performer who was still awesome. Now, the thing I'm thinking about is he going to expand his game, which is going to take Brooklyn to the next level? That's going to be the difference, because when you get into the playoffs, when the game slows down and everybody's now in front of you, how can you keep the defense honest? Is this going to be a guy who is going to want to go to the strike? Is this going to be a guy who they're daring him to shoot the mid-range? He's going to smile like, this is nothing for me. Should I just now accept the fact that, you know what? This is who Ben Simmons is. He's just a downhill guy who gets to the rim, who's an elite defender, who is never going to develop a 15-footer in his game. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence with saying that this is Ben Simmons, but I'm thinking to myself, maybe I need to lean on the other side of that fence.
Yeah, I think at this point we just know who he is. Like to everything what Damo said, he's gonna have opportunities to lead the fast break with other teams' turnovers. He's gonna pass the ball. He's gonna play high level defense. Now, do I think he's gonna have a mid range where if the other team is gonna give him 4 or 5 feet in the mid range and just tell him to shoot, you're gonna have to shoot it. You're not gonna pass up that look, right? So shoot that. Is he gonna take 6 threes a game? No. Is he gonna take maybe 1? No, maybe 2 if he starts feeling it. Maybe at that point, but he might shoot like Russell Westbrook from mid range and 3. Those percentages. And I think with his defense, the playmaking, passing, you'll live with that.
If he can shoot like Russell Westbrook, that's a privilege. If he can shoot,
it is. To be honest with you, if he could get that in his game, man, how much better would Ben Simmons be? Because I mean, how much
Westbrook
better
shoot
Ben
from three
Simmons be?
like last year, like 32%, 31, something like that.
Who, Westbrook?
Yeah, Westbrook.
Probably
Say
around
31,
30.
32?
Probably around 30%.
Below
Yeah.
average. Below
45
league
attempts.
average, but
34
below
attempts.
below league average is amazing for Ben Simmons. But he's just not going to do that. If he can add a runner, a floater, a running hook,
He kind of has a floater.
He kind of has that little running right.
He got a little hook too. I've seen Ben do all of that.
His right hand though. He doesn't seem to be doing those things with his left hand.
Because he's right-handed. It's crazy. He's actually right-handed. I'm starting to believe the conspiracies that Ben Simmons is genuinely right-handed. He just goes with his left to be difficult. But no, genuinely, if he's just adding that to his game and can be efficient at that and aggressive with that, man, let Mikal Bridges, and if it's going to be Cam, like Cam, Spencer Dinwiddie be Spencer Dinwiddie. Them niggas will shoot. Honestly, Spencer has no problem shooting. Spencer was hitting shots. Mikal Bridges will hit shots. They got guys. Let him play his role.
They got a lot of guys that can get shots.
If he can be Draymond Green with better finishing, like that's fine for him. We don't need Ben Simmons to shoot. In all honesty, we don't need him to shoot. If Ben was looking to go somewhere else, I thought the Warriors would have been a perfect place for him because you can be adopted into the Draymond role completely. You play that high level of defense, you pass and set screens. That's it. You're good. Just do that.
Hey, Damo, are we saying just the Brooklyn Nets don't need him to shoot far as regular season or actually winning the playoff series? Or they just comfortable, or is it just to get to the playoffs and then that's it? Or do you expect to go far with Ben Simmons? Is what I'm saying.
I'm genuinely saying whether it's the Nets, whether it's the Blazers, whether it's the Pistons, whether it's the Lakers, wherever Ben Simmons is, needing him to shoot is out of the window at this point of his career. He's showing you who he is. Maximize who Ben Simmons is and what he does. Let him be the most elite role player you could possibly be. And that's fine for him if we're trying to win a championship, if we're trying to win games. His defense stays consistent. He plays great defense on guards or bigs. He passes to the other scorers that you have on your team, and you let him be free in transition and just attack the basket. That's it. That's all you have to expect from Ben Simmons. And if you're telling me that's not a good player, then what is Draymond Green going to the Hall of Fame for? What are these other great players historically who didn't have it together offensively, but did everything else at an elite level? What are they in the Hall of Fame for? Ben Simmons can do that.
Well, Draymond's going to the Hall of Fame because when he passes, he's passing to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So that results in winning. But for Ben Simmons, though, I put up a little late, but if we talking about Ben Simmons, like the Ben Simmons we knew before the Hawks series and before the back injuries and stuff like that, Ben Simmons never needed a jump shot. That was some media stuff. That was people being upset because he won't shoot the three. Ben Simmons was still extremely effective all around the court. He already had the running hook shot. He had the floater. He was a menace to the rim. He was a great defender. So if he can just get back to that, I mean, that's good enough. And that's even what Doc Rivers was saying before that. Before he kind of switched up on Ben, he had Ben's back and was saying like Magic Johnson wasn't a great outside shooter. He coached Rajon Rondo, who we all know had no outside jump shot until he got to the Lakers. So I don't think Ben Simmons needs to go back to focusing on that. Like, don't worry about shooting, Ben. Just play your game. I think that's more than enough.
That's kind of what I feel about him when I look at him today. Like when I saw him in that preseason game against the Lakers, he looked like 2021 Ben Simmons. He looked like 1920 Ben Simmons, the guy that's just getting downhill, that's getting to the rim, who's going to be one of the better defending guards in the game, right? Who's going to be one of the better defending guards in the game. So I'm thinking about Brooklyn taking it to the next level, though. That's going to be the difference. And if they're going to be able to take it to the next level, like Big Ox talked about, Magic wasn't a great jump shooter, but Magic did expand his game, and Magic did get better at shooting the jump shot. His mid-range game did expand. His long ball did expand. He was able to do that. Ben Simmons, he looks like the same player, right? He looks like the same player he was when he was an all-league defender, when he was an all-NBA performer. But if you're trying to get to the next level, I think that other stuff has to be. I think that other stuff has to be put into his game, and it's not.
Chill. I get what you're saying. He absolutely does need to take his game to the next level. If he's able to do that, if he's able to develop any type of a jumper, the Nets are scary, like scary. But even without that, I look at him, who's obviously one of the better defenders in the league. Mikal Bridges, obviously one of the better defenders in the league. Nick Claxton, obviously one of the better defenders in the league. That I think those three on defense, I think that sets a good foundation for them on defense. And then they got other guys who they can plug and play on defense. But he's not the person that I'm looking at. If I'm like, if you guys want to go to the next level, Ben Simmons needs to step up. As long as Ben Simmons does what he does, rebounds, defends, pushes the break, gets downhill, finds open guys, which I expect him to do, I think that's good. I'm looking at Cam Johnson. Are you going to take your game to the next level? Are you going to shoot it consistently? Can we get 16 per game out of you? Just something like that from Cam.
Ron, why are we letting whoa, Ron? If I'm not mistaken, where did Ben Simmons get picked?
No, I get that. I'm saying like
franchise player. This dude isn't a good player. He's their franchise player. He's the number one overall pick.
No,
he's the only
get that.
NBA performer that they have. His game should be expanded. He's 24 years old. This guy isn't Cam Thomas, who was a late first round pick.
Ben Simmons, yeah, he's definitely older. He's like 20.
No,
he could drop.
I get you, but what do you say, Chill? In a dude's fifth year, we know who he is. I'm not.
I do say that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like we know who Ben Simmons is. We know you're not going to shoot. We know like when the pressure's on. We don't even know if we want you on the floor. We do know you're going to defend at a high level. We do know that you can pass the ball very well. So I'm not at that point as a coach. I'm not looking to try to push this guy out of his comfort zone. So what he can come with an excuse not to play. No, I don't want to do that. I'm like, Cam, you're a younger guy. I want you to step up. Not just that Cam, no, the other Cam too. And I'm really trying to get on Cam Thomas because we've seen what he did in the first preseason game. I'm high on Cam Thomas. Every time we see Cam Thomas touch a basketball floor, he is a bucket. Yeah, I'm talking about the same Cam Thomas in high school that left this Oak Hill's all-time leading scorer. Y'all know what Oak Hill is. Y'all know who went to Oak Hill. That's a great, accomplishment. Go to college, go to LSU. Led all freshmen in scoring at LSU. That's a good accomplishment. You got to be a bucket to do that. Comes to the league, we've seen him do nothing but get buckets. What was it? Last year, he had 3 straight 40-point games. The youngest person to ever have 3 straight 40-point games. He had 40. He came with 42, 47, and I think like 43 or something like that in 3 back-to-back games. I'm like, give Cam Thomas the ball, and if you're not going to, trade him to somebody where we can watch Cam Thomas ball. I don't care if it's in Washington with Jordan Poole and Kuzma chucking up the first 3 you can see. I'm just like, I want to see Cam Thomas ball, and I think he could bring something of value to them if they let him off the leash.
You know what I got to do, Mars? I got to come off of this. Everything I just said about Ben Simmons, I got to come off. This dude, 27 years old, man. You know what? All right. I apologize.
You know
this
who
dude is 27. It ain't like he just. I keep thinking that this dude is like 24, 20, and he's 27 years old. We're going into year 7 now. My fault. I apologize.
But still, with that though, Chitchat, even if you go back to what he was when he still didn't have no jump shot, I just don't like the idea when people be trying to, build, like build a bear, like trying to build a player. Like everybody's not going to be good at everything. All right, if some people, Jaylen Brown, he can't go left. You know what, Jaylen? Whatever, bro. If they can't, you average 27 points a game. They can't stop you going right. Go right till you kill, until it kills you. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben Simmons, you can't shoot. Do what you do. Everybody's not going to do everything. Like you got those guys that, like for instance, there's coaches that would have a player like Rudy Gobert. They'd be like, you need to be able to shoot the corner 3. Well, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like if Ben Simmons can't shoot, he can't shoot. But you can't stop him going to the rack. So what's the matter?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think sometimes people have a fixation of trying to add to an all-star caliber player or a player who's already productive but still has clear weaknesses. Sometimes you got to maximize what they do best. So again, with Rudy Gobert, you know his deficiencies, you know what he can't do, but you know what he can do. So you maximize what he can do. He can still rebound the ball. He can still protect the rim. Again, he's not going to be a guy shooting corner 3s. So you don't need to. You just surround him with the right pieces, put the right players around, and you maximize his talents. Just like Ben Simmons, we know what he can't do, but you know what he can do. So you put him in positions to succeed, and you put him in a position where you can optimize those things, and you make it work. But I do agree with Ron's sense. I think Cam Thomas now, By mid-season, if Cam Thompson's taking the most shots for the Nets, if he's their guy as a scorer, I'm not mad at that. I think Mikal Bridges, I'm a big Mikal guy. I think he'll be an all-NBA guy. But as a scorer, I do think Cam Thomas has higher upside and maybe is a better scorer even now than him. So if Cam Thomas leads that team in shots and is their number one option as a scorer, I'm not mad at that.
It's just that I think Cam Thomas gets underrated as a scorer, and this is just my humble opinion. I don't know what the coaches are looking at, but I'm like, it's just I think they're like, okay, he's a 6'3" guy. He's not really athletic. Doesn't necessarily just jump off the screen. But at the end of the game, he ends up with 20-plus points when he plays minutes. It's just like I think a guy like that, everybody can use a guy like that, a plug and play guy, a spark off the bench. I think he's even good enough to start the way I be seeing him get money.
100%. I would start him too.
I don't think anyone questions his scoring. I think it's everything else. But I think that's why he
literally, Mars, everything else.
I think everyone, even the coaching staff in Brooklyn or the fans who aren't as high on him, I think everyone knows he can score. It's the fact that he doesn't do anything else, and that's why he wasn't playing. I think when you're playing a defensive scheme that's principled to switch everything, and you have Cam Thomas out there, that's why he doesn't play, because he can't play that defensive scheme. Now, this year, I think they're going to be in desperate need of some scoring, so I think he'll play. I don't think he'll start, but I think he'll play. And that's because, like Jalen said, I do think he probably is the best scorer on the team, especially like if you need someone to score. I think Cam Thomas is probably the best option, which I think is kind of bad for a team that's trying to be in the playoffs, but that's besides the point.
You think he's better than Bridges?
Yeah, yes. But I'm not very high on Mikal Bridges as a scorer.
Okay.
But and that's just about like going to actually get a bucket off the like Mikal Bridges is good off the ball cuts.
Yeah, just in the flow
like
again.
Those type of things. But like if you actually say we need to score on this possession, who we giving the ball to? I think Cam Thomas is probably the best option. But I think it's everything else, and I don't think there's much. He's never shown me to be a playmaker. I watched him at LSU. He's not thinking about that. And it's fine. There's people who are they are scorers, and that's what they are, and there's nothing wrong with that. We don't complain about people who are great passers but don't score. We don't complain about people who are great defenders but don't score. But when there's someone who only scores, we complain. I find that very weird. I think Cam Thomas, great scorer. We don't need to expect him to be great at everything else, but that's probably why he doesn't play. And that's just the life of it. He'll probably be a sick man for most of his career, just unless he can improve that defense. But
do you think this team with all the elite defenders can hide it the most? So you have Mikal, you have Claxton, you have Ben Simmons, who, if he does play elite level defense, so they have the pieces to maybe hide it better than other teams.
1,000%. That's why I think he'll play this year. Ben Simmons wasn't there last year. Nicholas Claxton being there now, I don't think they're going to have to rely on switching all the time. But I think what they've got to supplement Cam Thomas, I think Dennis Smith Jr. is going to be key for them this year. They never had a guard defender who was that good defensively last year. It wasn't Dinwiddie. It wasn't, who else did they have? It wasn't Kyrie. It wasn't any of the guards they had. Dennis Smith Jr. is a borderline elite defensive guard, and I think that's something they missed. And I think you can have lineups where you have Cam Thomas and Dennis Smith Jr. in the game. That kind of hides them. You could have Dennis Smith Jr., Cam Thomas, Mikal Bridges, Ben Simmons, and Nicholas Claxton. There's one defensive liability on the floor. You can definitely hide one defensive liability. I've seen it before. So I think he'll be all right this year. I expect like 20+ minutes a game from Cam
when you
Thomas.
have that many. Plus, when you have that many good defensive players in Claxton, in Ben Simmons, right, and Mikal Bridges, and Mars, me and you are at odds with this because I don't think that you can hide him because everybody already knows him. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking that's the logic more than anything because a guy like Cam Thomas, we all know that he's not going to be a defender, but as good as everybody else is. We got good enough pieces around him that we could protect him from them seeking him out and hunting him. And his offense, I mean, I don't know if Cam Thomas, I mean, I'm a big time Cam Thomas fan from last year. I'm on record saying it. I felt like he was wasting away on that bench because he was a bucket getter. And the fact that now him being on this crew with everything that they have defensively, I think he's going to be good for them, but I mean, if Cam Thomas is your best scorer, I mean, how far are we going?
Not very far, but I need them to go not very far because we have. You
want that pick? Sure, absolutely. Yeah. You want that pick, absolutely.
But realistically, yeah, I don't think that offense is going to be great, especially like when the game does slow down in the half court. I just don't think they have enough pieces to really be great. But in the regular season, if their defense is as good as some people expect it to be, they can just get a lot of easy offense in transition. That can really help things up. If they don't have to play in the half court that much, which it seems is what they're trying to do, they're trying to get out and run. Their offense might be okay, just based on the fact that they're getting a lot of easy buckets. And maybe that's the plan. And then you have Cam Thomas for when it is close in the half court. You have someone who can break down the defense and get their own bucket. So I like what they're doing. I think their ceiling is probably the first round, but I do like what they're doing. It's an interesting process they're going through.
Can you recreate the 2004 Pistons in the Brooklyn Nets?
I don't know if they're that good. Ben Claxton and Ben Wallace. I mean,
they got no.
I don't mean this year. I mean, as time can we ultimately recreate that?
Who they got coming off? Who they got coming off screens, man? Like
Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas would be their Rip Hamilton, or Mikal. Mikal would be their.
Mikal's like the mix. Well, I don't want to say he's the mix of Tayshaun Prince and Rip Hamilton. He's not. But like that, theoretically, that's probably what he would have to be for this time. Right. Claxton would have to be Ben Wallace, which no. And then Ben Simmons would have to be Rashid.
I don't know if we're not doing no, we're not doing that.
And they don't have a chance either, and they definitely don't have Larry Brown.
Honestly, I would try to mimic. Now, don't go crazy on me, but I would try to mimic the Warriors more than try to mimic the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say Cam Thomas is the only one over there that can create his own shot. I mean, except for the Kevin Durant Warriors, all they had is Steph Curry to create his own shots. You know what I mean? So if they run something similar to that, and if Cam Johnson can really shoot it, obviously he's not going to be able to shoot it as well as Clay, and obviously Cam's not going to be able to shoot it as well as Steph. But they can mimic that type of offense or type of team more than they could with the Pistons. Ben Simmons obviously has to be Draymond Green, but
man, my advice to the Nets: be yourself. I can see you. Look in the mirror and be you.
I know they're not the Warriors. I know that. I'm just saying, like, if they're going to try to mimic any all-time team, it's not going to be the Pistons. But y'all could try to shoot it out like the Warriors or something. I don't know.
So first of all, I'm 100% confident. I started with saying, can they? That's 100% what I said.
Right.
Can they do this? I didn't say, yo, they're the 2004 Pistons. So let's relax on that.
Okay. Chill. It's just the Pistons, though. You know, it's like
number 2, Ben Simmons, who looks like he's getting back into form of what he used to be, which was an all-league defender and one of the best defensive guards in the game. You have another guard on your crew in Mikal Bridges, one of the best defensive guards in the game. I'm not sure that you can name 10 guys in the game better defensively than Nick Claxton. I'm not sure. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just not sure. So that's 3 guys right there. Then you got another really good defensive player in Royce O'Neal, right? So with that being said, I'm asking. I was asking the question: is it possible that they can mimic what they did, not be the 2004 Detroit Pistons? Can they mimic that and basically get a lot of the stuff that they got offensively off defense, speed the game up by playing defense, getting on the glass, getting out in transition, getting stuff like that, getting a lot of cheap buckets? That's my question. Not, yo, they're the 2004 Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, I got you.
No.
I think they would just need one more high-level player.
They might be a top 10 defensive team, though.
They got top 10, for sure. Top 10.
I think they failed if they are not.
I'm about to say, if they're not top 10, then they're a disappointment, in my opinion.
I think they're going
unless
to
their offense is better than I anticipated. But from what I'm seeing, if they're not a top 10 defense, I don't think they made the playoffs.
How many teams would we put ahead of them?
Even if they are top 10 defensive team.
Even if they are a top 10 defense, they're still the worst team in the league. But that's their only route to be in.
Mars wants them to be the worst team in the league for a specific reason. Hashtag agenda Mars. Okay, let's make sure we clear on that.
Wait, Mars, my Wi-Fi went out for a second. What you say?
Oh, they're going to be the worst team in the league. 1,000%.
And why are they going to be the worst team in the league, Mars? What's the problem? What's the benefit to you if they're the worst team in the league, Mars?
now that you mention it, I've never actually thought about this, but we do have their first round pick, so it would actually benefit me if they were the West. But I actually never thought about that until you just said it. I just happened to coincidentally think they would be the West.
How about that? How does that work?
That's actually a crazy coincidence that we do have their first.
What a coincidence! They're the trash team, and they end up with the number 3 overall pick, which now goes to the Houston Rockets.
It might benefit us. Yeah, it might benefit us.
How about that?
I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. I didn't even think about it.
Ron, you about to get into some comments?
Oh yeah. We got a lot of mean comments that I got to get into. Some are nice. Hey,
Ron, why are you reading that? You know what you do to our self-esteem when you read that?
Look, that's why I haven't read them in like 2 weeks, and they've just piled up and piled up. You know, I be having my little minions in the background stack up these comments, and I don't want to do them any injustice for not coming and doing what they putting in work. So I gotta repay them. But you guys see the title of the show, the Panels NBA preseason power rankings for the season. I've compiled everybody's individual rankings for all the teams, put them together, and we are going to reveal them right here live on this show. Right when I get done with these comments, we're going to literally spend the rest of the show doing this.
Wait, Ron,
and I can't. What's up?
I just wanted to ask you. So, because I asked you yesterday, because we all sent them in, and so you said you're averaging them out. Did you put these into like some type of system, like a system that maybe Morris formulated, or did you do the math thing wrong? Because I have to say, brother, if you did the math thing wrong, I'm not too sure about how consistent this is going to be.
How are you in math in college, Ron?
You trying to get jerked? Big Ox, are you not trying to get jerked, Big Ox? That's the problem.
I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not.
Big Ox saying Ron was skipping math class in college, going to basketball practice, man. He was skipping math class.
If I was skipping math, it was for a good reason. Hey, but I need to get into that. There's some kids that's watching this that might not be in college just yet. But y'all wow for the group chat yesterday. Just by the way, you know who you are.
PC after dirt, baby. PC after dirt. You know the conversation we be having.
Okay, Bars, I can't believe you was instigating that conversation.
I'm happy.
It all started with you.
I'm happy I missed that.
Mars, that's one of those things where even if no matter what, it started with you, so you're in the principal's office too. You started the riot.
I baited Mars. I'm like, Mars, what excites you? Can I say, Mars, what excites you more? Jalen Green scoring 25 dunking or Alexis Texas on the beach? And
all right, and that's where we just have to transition into these comments right now.
You got problems, Jalen.
That's great.
Yo, so you see this first comment that I have from Straight Bullet 777, sending a straight bullet straight to Dub. He said Dub clearly has main character syndrome, and when it happens, it's so glaringly obvious. Dude sucks the air out of every room he's in.
Damn. Shout out to the 48 likes as well. That was like the most liked comment on yesterday's video. That comment has like the most likes on the video from yesterday. So people seem to be in agreement.
Damn, Dub.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, Dub.
You cool to me, Dub.
I agree with that 1000%. But yeah, I agree with him having main character syndrome. I don't know about him sucking the air out of every room he's in, but
so I'm clear. What is main character syndrome?
Where like you think that you're the center of attention. Dub definitely has main character syndrome. I think spoiler alert, I think it was on display at PC Weekend when we were doing the IRL content. Dub wanted the camera on him at all times. That's main character syndrome.
What if he actually is the main character though?
Then it's correct main character syndrome, but he has main character syndrome in my humble opinion. But I guess
what if
behind his back. I don't think it's a bad thing that he has.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. Sometimes people enjoy the spotlight.
He just is like that. He enjoys the spotlight. I don't see that as a problem. Now,
yeah, he doesn't.
This show business.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, so I know Dub's not watching right now because he's at work, and y'all keep this between us. We all family. What if I wrote a script? What if I wrote a script for Dub and basically told him he's the main character for this weekend, and I need you to do this, 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 and this? What if that was
then he did a good job of executing the game plan because
the script to perfection.
Reality TV planning.
PC Weekend too. You know who's the main character again? I know he can execute.
And you guys will still never see the videos that we produce.
Still waiting, Mars. Still waiting, Mars.
Ain't no spoiler alert again. Ain't no way I ate all those hot sauces to not get a video of it. But it's cool.
3 months ago.
It's fine. It's whatever. It's cool.
2 months ago. I'm sorry.
It's about 3.
This is a long time ago.
We have another super chat or somewhat super chat from Robert Fossey 601. He said, whether part of a diabolical scheme or not, Shaq not paying for this dumbass sloppy bet that was made hastily across 3 episodes may be the best decision he ever made. Salute, Shaq.
Damn.
Diabolical.
I mean, I don't think Shaq holds any responsibility. That was between Ticket and Shiloh. Yeah, Ticket and Shiloh.
Diabolical scheme is crazy.
I don't think Shiloh has any responsibility, Jalen. We was all there.
But in the context of main characters, Ticket is definitely the main character of PC. Even when he's not here, most of the comments are about him. So love him or hate him, you guys, Ticket's like you guys drunk. You guys, if he's here, oh, it's bad for us that Ticket's here. When he's not here, oh my God, where's Ticket? We need Ticket. And even the people who don't like Ticket are like, yeah, it's good Ticket's not here. All the comments are about Ticket. They're very rarely about what actually happened during the show. And if they are, it's like, oh, we got a lot of good conversations today because Ticket's not here. Like you guys love to comment about Tickets. Kind of like I'm in the comments every day. I see like 80% of the comments have something to do with Ticket, whether directly or indirectly. It's very interesting how much you guys love to talk about him. He's definitely the main character of the panel.
That's a fact.
Shout out the main character. The next comment that I have from Jay the Don 5160 said, respectfully, I'm not watching a show of just Dub and Jalen. Dub just forces takes because he thinks it's content, and Jalen wants the conversation to turn into Bron talk. I'm good.
Hey man, what's up? Basketball talk. I mean, Bron. Hey, you look at the views. You put up a Bron video, check the views versus the Jason Tatum video versus the other, I don't know, Mikal Bridges video.
You just got the platform, the success of the platform in the back of your mind,
right? Yeah, let's keep it 100. But we could talk life. We could talk fashion. We could talk dating.
Oh, we're not talking fashion with you. We're not talking fashion with you.
I know Mars ain't talking about no fashion. I know Mars definitely talking about no
Mr.
fashion.
LeBron James himself, we ain't talking fashion.
That's a fashion. Fashion game always on point. We could talk it all. We could talk dating. How to find true love. Get that PC. How to find true love, Ron. That's your find true love.
If you want to talk about stuff that isn't basketball, open gym episode 112.
Right? Legendary.
Legendary. Don't go watch episode 112.
Oh,
do not go watch that.
The episodes of episodes.
The greatest episode of all time.
Boy. If y'all want to go down a rabbit hole, I'm telling you.
That's a great 2 hours of your time.
Zen Master, I'm so old, I smashed your mother and your grandmother. How about that?
Talk about it.
About that?
I believe him.
What did Zen Master say? Wait, hold on.
How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke.
Not his granny.
Hey, chill.
Chilltown so old, he lived on the Hudson River when it was just a stream.
Mm-hmm.
That was enough to get his whole
grandmas need love too.
The Chilltown treatment.
Absolutely. Hey, chill. I'm sure I've seen a picture of his mama, so I don't really got to ask that. But was his granny fine?
Yep.
Fine as hell in black and white.
That's painful. That's painful. That just hurt my heart.
Shout out to
moving along, y'all. From Nicholas Matlocks 9628, he said, "Keep Mookie on gridiron. We don't need his awful takes on the panel." Also,
Mook.
We need a Kawhi stand. We need a Kawhi stand out here.
No, we don't.
Okay, no, we don't. Damo said it. No, we don't.
Next comment we got from RIP or RIP. Ja Craft said, "The Drizzlers? ? Bro, bro, what ox? We not even 30 seconds in, yo."
Yeah, that was a
I never heard that before, big guy.
You said Drizzler?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't a definition.
He asked what are Drake fans called, and he was like, I feel like we the Drizzlers for real. And I'm like,
Drizzlers.
Drizzlers.
Well, I had a moment there. I had a month there where I was like, you know what? I like Drake. You know what I'm saying? Because I went this whole time like, man, I can't listen to this shit. And then I'm like, you know what? This is good music. And I was really fucking with Drake. And I'm just like,
I do too, by the way.
Am I a Drake fan? I just wanted to know, like, because like I said, Jalen, I don't know if you was here. I said like marginal Taylor Swift fans or Swifties. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce got the B.I. What does Drake got? You know what I'm saying? Are they the Drizzlers? Yeah.
They really got a name. It's a lot of them. They really got a name.
Oh, they got a name now.
Aubrey's Angels was their name. Now they're the Drizzlers. That's what they are.
So shout out Drake. Just keep putting out albums that are going number one. Best song is still Marvin's Room, though. Ain't gonna lie.
Got a comment from It's Zay. Said, starting off the show with Drizzlers is crazy.
Drake got that main character syndrome to him. He got that main character energy syndrome.
1,000%.
Give it to him.
My bad, Joe.
Next comment I got from Dre J912. He said, Young Africa is a worse dub. Do we agree with this?
I don't think Africa is bad, yo.
Yeah.
I think
besides the hate for Russell Westbrook, which was unwarranted.
Yes, we saw that right from the beginning. He was trying to sell us some nonsense, but we saw right through that. You hate Russell Westbrook.
That was bad.
You hate Russell Westbrook, so let's knock it off.
I like Africa.
You see why I say people need to admit their biases to avoid useless conversations? We spent 15 minutes just to get down to, you're just hating on Russ. You could have started with that. No one would have asked any questions at that point.
Which, by the way, Damo, I was thinking about you yesterday because I saw on ESPN they ranked the top 100 guards, and Russell Westbrook is ranked 94.
Damo has something to do with that. Damo has something to do with that.
I'm like, wait a minute. In 2023, in the beginning of the 23-24 season, you're telling me you can name 93 guards better than Russell Westbrook?
I said he was the worst starting point guard. Now, ESPN is saying he's the worst starting point guard and two guard and
That's
possibly
crazy.
15
and rotation guard too, by the way. Don't leave that out neither, Damo. And rotation guard, not just the worst starting point guard, the starting two guard and the rotation guard. He's worse than all of these dudes. Give me a break, man.
Hey, so call ESPN haters, man, because the truth hurts. Call ESPN haters.
Wow.
I told you.
I assume Killian Hayes was not in the top 100.
That's fair, but that's fair, yo. Like I explained, mathematically per minute, as much as Russ plays, man, he's the worst, bro. He's the worst for sure.
Hey, hold on. Did Killian Hayes make it?
If he only played 15
There's
minutes,
no way Killian Hayes made it if Russ was 9.
He didn't?
Oh, he didn't.
No, it's impossible.
I would say that would be quite the plot twist, but all right.
No, but he looked better in the preseason, so he might make it next year. He might be number 99.
There's some names ahead of Westbrook.
Real quick, because Chilltown just reminded me because he said this about yesterday, and I seen something else yesterday. And I need to ask everybody up here, everybody in the chat. Let me ask you, if a person was to say, "Hey, man, our key to success is for you, Anthony Davis, to take 6 threes a game," what would y'all say about that person's basketball IQ? If their game plan is Anthony Davis takes 6 threes, just whatever person it is, fan, scout,
they don't need to be in basketball.
They don't need to be in basketball.
At some point, how many terrorist acts does it take for someone to be considered a tier 1 terrorist?
Tier 1, by the way. So there's levels, Mars.
There's definitely levels. How many acts of terrorism does it take before you're like on every team's flight list of all this guy?
And before you answer that question, Damo, I want to really quick, just so you guys know, it wasn't the top 100 players. It was the top 100 guards. Here it is right here. It was all guards. It was not players. It was guards.
Why am I seeing Jalen Green at 8?
DeJounte Murray,
it was guards. I want to make sure we clear on that, guys. It was the top 100 guards.
Jalen Green.
Hey, Mars, Udoka got y'all boys playing defense. Well, I like them.
Exactly.
Now I want to get back. Now I want to get.
Once again to that Houston.
Let's get back. Let's get back to Damo. Damo. We again. We're talking about tiers here. And by the way, level 1 terrorist is you on the FBI's top 10 list.
So not just the no-fly list. You're on the FBI top 10.
You're on the FBI's top. You're on the FBI's most wanted list.
I'm thinking it's just no-fly list.
If I say Darvin Ham is a terrorist for saying not only are we still trying to run multiple 3-guard lineups, but we're also going to have the center in that 3-guard lineup if he's on the court, because LeBron could be the 5. But if he is on the court, he's taking 6 threes a game with our 3 guards on the court. If I say he's a terrorist, I'm a hater, right? Right? I'm a hater for saying that, right? No, I don't know what I'm talking about with basketball, but my head coach is saying Anthony Davis, who shot what? 20-something% from three last year, and 18% from three before that, and 20-something for three before that. Yeah, man, 6 threes a game minimum. Just take them. Just take 6 threes. Anthony Davis, just take 6 threes a game. But if I say he's a terrorist, I'm hating. I'm just being delusional. I'm a casual. Man, y'all can eat tree bark. I don't care. This dude is a terrorist, bro.
But you're not gonna be calling him a terrorist when AD shooting 40% on 6 threes a game.
Facts. Maybe he's just trying to speed the game up, Damo. He's trying to speed the game up. On top of that,
what a 50-year-old LeBron. Let's
6 threes. 6 threes. If you ask me, 6 threes ain't enough. I think he should shoot. I think he should shoot damn near 11, 12 threes again.
I bet you would, big eye.
You would shoot the ball.
That's that Sacramento right there, boy.
So Bob,
I don't. AD don't never need to touch the paint. I'm talking about stand out there and let that thing fly. Shoot it till you break it, AD.
Bob, what you saying is like kind of like Dame's philosophy. If AD can make 9 threes, it just opens up the lane for Bron and whoever else is down there.
But we need LeBron shooting.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, so they just have a shooting competition.
Hey, LeBron needs to shoot the threes, especially when he's tired, like he was in the playoffs. I'm talking about let that just shoot it.
Those logo threes too. We need more of them. We need more of those logo threes too, because he's the one who originated it. We need those logo threes.
You know when he looks down, step back.
That's what
that
we
shit.
need.
Y'all joking, and this is my damn team. I'm actually upset. Y'all over here making jokes and think this shit is funny.
I was about to say, Damo.
I'm 100% not joking, Damo. That's what I want to see.
It was taken out of context because, if I'm not mistaken, Darvin Ham did say, "I know he won't do it." Don't leave that part out. He said, "I know he won't do it, but I requested to see him take 6 threes a game." So
I know AD knows basketball, so he won't do it. But in my mind, he should do it. That's what
you know how dumb that sounds?
I know he won't.
That was bad out of Darvin.
I know he won't do it, but I'm requesting that he take 6 threes. Hey, so essentially, what he's saying is, I'd like to see you shoot the long ball a little bit more. But the problem with that, Damo, is if he's shooting the long ball more, what is he not doing?
In the paint being effective.
No, he's not down there. There you go.
Chill.
And he's gonna fall.
I know this might give you know this might run your blood pressure up. I'm just asking though, chill. Is Damo's prediction might be the only person right about Darvin Ham? What if Darvin Ham really not a good coach and Damo been right the whole time? But he did go to Western Conference Finals.
The difference if he's right about him,
yes.
We still have to. Again, he just got the job, right? So he just got the job. So yeah. I'm not sure who he is yet. But if Damo is right about him, you got to give it up. Damn, Damo, you were right about him. And I'm trying to figure out what. That's why I'm paying more attention to Darvin Ham this season, because I want to see what Damo is looking at. I'm going to pay more attention to the Lakers coaching more than anything, because I want to see what Damo is looking at. And if he's right about him, you got to give it up. I'm giving Darvin Ham the benefit of the doubt, because again, we're talking about a coach who just got the job. That's what we're talking about. We ain't talking about a dude who's been on the sideline for the last 6-7 years, and I just got blinders on to him. Like, Damo, you don't know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, time and time again, year after year after year, he's shown that he's blown it in big instances. Well, in this particular situation, he just got the job, so the jury's still out on him. I don't know just yet.
Okay,
but if Damo is right, but if Damo is right, you have to give it up.
I think Damo got forethought. And I think Chill got to get hit by the bus first. Damo gonna move before the bus come.
Thank you. I see that bus
Damo
down there.
The bus coming.
I've been seeing that bus with no brakes. I seen it.
Y'all seen how high?
I'm not gonna sit here. Yes, I have seen how high.
Hey, Chill, you want to go out like Ivory?
Well, first of all, damn, I ain't that old. I can get out the way of a bus. I ain't that damn old.
No, what's the thing though? Damo, like, what? He only had one season. Y'all went to the Western Conference Finals. I know he's telling AD to shoot 6 threes, but I'm saying Get a man 3 more seasons, bro.
3.
Let's do it. Yeah, 3.
Look,
I think he can be you guys' new Phil Jackson, but that's just my.
You're a troll. Let me ask, real quick. Can y'all give me 3 coaches that y'all can remember in the NBA that you've watched get progressively better, where you thought, man, this guy is making bad decisions, and it ended with, you know what? Nah, he's a good coach. Just give me 3. 3 cases of coaches progressing and getting better from no, he can't coach to okay, nah, he can coach. Let me hear 3 coaches.
Frank Vogel. Was he rough when he first came in? He got better.
I don't think he was rough when he first came in. I've always remember Frank Vogel being a consistent, middle of the pack, above middle of the pack, or good coach. It's never been. I don't remember him being bad. I don't.
Mike Brown. They were questioning Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, early on they were. Yeah,
I would say Mike Brown.
And that was hold on. Before James and Bosh showed up, by the way.
Yeah, but that is one thing I want to say too, though, because it's certain players where it's like you're going to get criticism no matter what. Frank Vogel follows under that line. Right. Mike Brown, even Eric Spoelstra. These are all 3 former Brown coaches or current Brown coaches. So it's like, do they count? Or are you just going to get criticism because you're coaching Bron?
Espo was getting question marks the year before LeBron got there.
Yeah, before he showed up.
Like a 47-win team. Because he was there in like the 2 years prior to getting the big 3. And that's why they were questioning if he was the coach to have really coached his team. And now he's the best coach in the league by a wide margin. So I think he fits the bill, in my opinion.
I seen a lot of chat said Mike Malone, Ty Lue, and Mike Brown.
I'd like to.
Mike Malone is still a terrorist, in my opinion.
I think Ty Lue's still a bad
coach.
I don't think Ty Lue's ever been a good coach.
I'd like to think that
Michael Malone
Jacques Vaughn has gotten better.
Murray and bench lineup, so it's
Jacques Vaughn. I don't think that has ever been the case.
Jacques Vaughn has gotten better.
Where has he been coaching? Because I never thought Jacques Vaughn was a bad coach. I just felt he hasn't really coached that much talent to where it's been displayed that he's a good coach. So who's all has he coached? Well,
even if you can have insufficient talent and still improve as a coach. I mean, just because you got bad talent, that doesn't mean that you're a bad coach. Can't improve as a coach. And I feel like Jacques Vaughn, his defensive schemes have gotten better, right? I feel like his rotations in terms of his substitutions have gotten better, and I feel like they're going to get better this year. So I mean, he's one of those guys. How about Nick Nurse? When was he ever a bad coach?
I was gonna say I don't think he was ever bad with the Raptors. Like he came in.
He was never a bad coach. I'm thinking about getting better. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
getting better. I'm not saying getting better to the point of he was an average coach and he got good or great. Right. I'm saying someone who was deemed a bad coach at first and then became a okay to good coach. I'm saying so someone you deemed when they first started coaching or you seen the adjustment, whatever it is, you deemed him a bad coach or society. Even if we don't want to go by
Doug Collins. Mm-hmm. When Doug Collins showed up, all he was doing was get a ball to Jay. That's it. Mm-hmm. Get a ball to Jay. Get a ball to Jay.
What development did you see with Doug Collins when he was coaching in Washington?
Actually, you know what? Doug Collins is a bad example because that's all he did was get a ball to Jay. He didn't do that.
That's a Jordan Merchant.
That's all he did. He just gave the ball to Jay. Get a ball to Jay.
Basically, my point is, I don't think there is a case where a coach is genuinely bad and they just get better. I'm saying when it came to his first year, he ended up in the West Conference Finals. I do think talent can get you to a championship or maximize what you can do because there's plenty of coaches with rings that people would consider bad coaches. People say Ty Lue was a bad coach. He won a ring because he had LeBron and the talent was there. I'm not saying LeBron's the only one making bad coaches look good. There's plenty of players that can make a bad coach look good. But what I'm saying is with Darvin Ham, I'm damn sure not waiting 3 more seasons because I think the jury's out. He's a bad coach to me. I've seen his lineup adjustments. I see the things that he tried to do, and he's still doing them. He still wants to do these things that I deem bad, and he's also adding more bad philosophy as in Anthony Davis, I as the coach want you to shoot 6 threes. That is terrorist activity. I am calling the NRA, the NAACP, every branch of the military because that is insane that we have allowed a terrorist to infiltrate Los Angeles and you want him there for 3 more years.
The NRA and NAACP.
No, there's no way. No way at all.
That's fire,
I think Darvin Ham is a bad coach. You can give him all the talent in the world, and yes, he might be able to win you. I don't think he's such a bad coach that he can't have good to great talent and he kills the talent. No, this is the NBA. If you have great talent for the most part, if you have good IQ players, they're going to make it work, even if they have a bad coach. That'll blind it. Darvin Ham is not a good coach to me. He does bad things. He says bad things, and I want to pluck him in his lump. I don't.
But
want 3 more seasons. No.
Damo, I was gonna ask you that though. What other coach do you know in the league right now, well, actually in history, that had 2 brains?
Oh man.
Wow.
You don't know that.
No, maybe the lump is telling him to do these things. Maybe.
This lump bullying.
Was it evil lump?
This man got shot in the head, bro. Y'all making jokes about.
All right, y'all. Look. We gonna move on. We gonna move on.
I gotta ask one. When did Mike Malone become a bad coach? I thought Mike Malone was always a good coach. That's why we was pissed when we lost him. That's why DeMarcus Cousins wanted to get up out of here.
No, he can be whether or not he's good. I just think watching Denver during the season, I still don't know the explanation for him running these Jamal Murray and 4 bench player lineups. My philosophy was he's trying to boost Jokic plus minus numbers because the Jamal Murray with Bruce Brown, who is it? Vlatko Kankar. Before it was Thomas Bryant, it was Zeke Naji and one other bench player. He was running those lineups where Jokic just rests and they have no other starters next to Jamal Murray. The offense was criminal. The defense was criminal. I just believe he was doing it to boost Jokic plus minus because there's no explanation for why he would run that lineup every single game. Now in the playoffs, when he ran a 7-man rotation, he looked okay. So maybe terrorist is a harsh word, but I will say I believe he's paying attention to the analytics and he's boosting Jokic numbers. That's my definite opinion.
That's a good friend, right? At that point, he goes beyond being a coach. He's a friend now.
I mean, yeah, for Jokic it's beneficial. For the team, not so much, but for Jokic it's definitely beneficial because every time I hear Jokic plus minus, I'm instantly applying Mike Malone tax because he's cheating.
All right, y'all. On to some of these next comments. I got a few more we're going to dive into. We got a comment from Close6483. They said, at Ron and at Player's Choice. Put a bulletin board behind you with all the bets that have taken place, like inside the NBA. Timestamp the episode and the date. Y'all think this is a good idea?
Yeah.
If you would have did that, ticket would still be here.
Receipts.
I mean, there's definitely someone who could DM you all the bets that have been taking place over the offseason. You could actually get that done now. There's definitely someone who will go back and find those.
Yo, message Gabe, man. Message Gabe. Tell Gabe to get that.
We need Gabe on 2K now. He ain't got enough time.
Oh, on 2K. 2K is taking everyone.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm actively trying to collect all the bets so we can start keeping track of them. Hey, season about to start too. It's going to be daily bets, weekly bets, monthly bets, all type of stuff.
2 weeks from Tuesday.
Henry Durth said today's episode is proof. Ticket is from another planet, bro. He went 1-on-5 and gave everybody the business.
You reading Henry's comments?
What was this? Was this the Jordan
Henry is hilarious.
The Jordan the quitter episode?
What Henry says every episode. Don't worry about Henry.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Henry has like all-time knees, no cap. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
That's a double entendre. All-time knees, no cap, but triple entendre.
That man knees, boy. Hey, if God gave Derrick Rose Henry knees, Derrick Rose would be an all-time great. I swear.
Talk about it.
I swear, bro. Don't be addressing it in the chat. I leave it alone because y'all told, hey man, we don't address stuff. Got you. I won't address nothing. That boy Henry, no knee pads. I ain't never seen somebody go at it like that. No knee pads or pillow. Crazy.
Speaking of which, we got a comment from Elias Ron's son.
Look at him down there.
Elias Ron's son.
Elias Aronson.
Elias Aaron's son. Thank you, Mars. 1399. He said, bro, Mars is undisputed the number one panelist. Damn near no one comes close. Always bringing knowledge and examples to his takes as well. Consistent as well. And then we got a reply to that comment from Sage9510. Said, get off his meat. What the hell?
Facts.
And then none other than Henry Durst replied to Sage and said, bro, Mars is so damn boring. I can't listen to that depressing voice.
Look at him down there doing what he do best. Crazy.
I stand with Sage. That glaze was crazy, Elias. Do better, my friend.
0 likes, Mars. I don't
I was gonna say
understand
zero
why we got
likes.
zero likes with that comment.
Because it was glaze. and they don't want to glaze an underage child. Good on you, chat. Well done.
That's wild.
Oh man, yo, hey, on that list was making yesterday, Jalen. On that list was making yesterday, Jalen. Make sure you put Henry Dirt on your top 3 because Henry makes sure he makes sure he massaged the balls when he.
All right,
Damo, focus, Damo. Get back with me, Damo. I gotta get that reel in. I gotta get Damo back. Come on, Damo. Get back with me. Ron, what you was saying, Ron? You was telling me about Ron. You was telling me about that. You was telling me about that next comment. Ron. That's what you was telling me.
Appreciate you, Chill. It doesn't get any worse, y'all. We got another comment from Anthony Celestine 3559. He said, "Why does Damo joke about the bump Darvin Ham got on his head, knowing he got shot in his head? That's just insensitive, man. Shaking my fucking head. Come on, man. We really doing that?"
Did you know that, Damo?
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, you know, Chill.
Oh, buddy. You need to do your research on me. If you thought that was insensitive, boy, don't look me up because you're gonna be mad. That's not even top 95 offensive things I've said on the internet.
You think if someone got shot, they would have less skull, not more skull. Like I don't know how he developed more.
I feel like it grew in after.
You can plug it.
It grew in after.
It just doesn't make.
The FCC shutting us down 100%. They are going to shut us down.
B Sauce talking about. I can attest.
Sorry. Come on now. That's light work.
Robert Clark 0517 said, "I was ready to punch my TV when they started saying Jordan quit. I see why Ticket be going off on y'all niggas."
Y'all just know the definitions of words.
Well, y'all's really sensitive to the connotation of quit. Like, it doesn't have to be necessarily a bad thing. It just happens.
That's why a lot of you guys need to be more like Ox. Just have the dictionary right next to you.
Webster.
You look it up. Quit. If you listen to the definition of quit, MJ quit. It's perfectly fine.
No, but here's the problem, though, Mars.
Be more like
the idea of quitting means you're giving up, you're submitting, and for most people, that's what they tapping out. That's what they think quitting means.
Don't have the dictionary.
In reality, we've all quit something at some point, and it ain't no shame in quitting. Really? Damo, you have quitted a girl before, Damo. You have quit a girl. That doesn't mean I've quit a job before. I mean, we've quit other things. So quitting is there's no shame in quitting. It's not like Jordan got choked out and was like, "Yo, all right, I'm out." He won't play no more, so he quit.
Let me ask: would y'all rather quit or get fired? Because I promise y'all rather quit.
That's what they ask you on your job. You want
at least if you quit, it's on your own accord.
Hey, Damo.
If you quit, it's your own personal decision.
Check it out. I ain't turning down no bread. You got to fire me.
I ain't gonna lie.
You want that severance?
You got to kick me out the establishment.
You know what I'm saying? For me, it's an honor to get kicked out of some shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been 86 out of many places. Shit, yeah. Shit, y'all don't deserve my presence. No way. I'm out this motherfucker.
All right, so quitting is not admitting. Sir, hold on, David. Quitting is not admitting defeat. See, that's the problem.
He doesn't have the dictionary next to him.
Here we go. Quitting does not admit defeat. No, it doesn't. It does not admit defeat.
He doesn't have the dictionary.
No. When I quit, that don't mean I lost. No. I can quit for a number of different
reasons. I don't want to do this anymore. So
right, that's it. That doesn't mean that I'm defeated. I just don't want to do it no more.
But people don't know the definition of words, man. It's tough.
Sensitivity.
All right, y'all. I got one final chat. One final one. From Huncho 5554. Ticket or chill, ain't this your man?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's Luncho right now.
Huncho said Ron agreeing with Ticket when he tried that dumbass building a house contract was all-time tinfoil hat moment by him. And then none other than Henry Durth replies to this comment. It calls Huncho a jelly bean head. Huncho then replies to Henry Durth and said, "How many months are you pregnant with Ticket's child?"
I like to come back. I like that, Huncho.
I'm curious as to what the answer is.
Baby. That's crazy.
I'm talking about Henry. I'm talking about no gag reflexes. Like
straight jaw.
It's going in.
Yo.
Straight esophagus, bro.
Just like the Jamal Murray video.
Man. All right, y'all. It's about that time to go ahead and get into these power rankings. I'm excited for this. I can't wait for this. I've been looking forward to this. And so here they go. I'm gonna put them up here one by one, and we're gonna talk about every team from 30 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ready for this?
Ron,
Ron,
before you go into your power rankings, who is this guy? Big Storm said my high school pictures was from French cavemen drawing "We Love Chilltown." Just so you know, that's what I looked like in the 12th grade. That's me. That's me in the 12th grade.
Okay, yeah, chiseled. Okay, Chilltown.
I'll make sure. In color too, by the way. That's me in color.
Chilltown was in the
the photo just got edited. I mean,
that's me in color. So just so you know,
I've seen Wilt Chamberlain play in color. So I mean,
and you got a different opinion of him, Ross. So put that out there. But I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ron.
No, man. Big stuff.
No worries,
Still
chill.
having receipts lately, boy.
That's the time we live in, Cruz. Cruiser, we live in that kind of time where you like when you say something, like you got to back it up. You can't just be talking no more. That's the kind of time that we live in. And I get called a lot on what I'm talking about. So I make sure that whenever I say something, I got proof to back it up.
Yo, Chilltown, Big Storm gotta get in there and throw some jabs because he was getting cooked on Saturday's gridiron when it was live and streamed out Oklahoma game. That was going crazy on Big Storm. So he just
what was going on?
To get some get back. Oh man, I don't even want to repeat what they was talking about. That was crazy. It was crazy.
I was like that.
Big Storm, you're cooked, buddy.
And then random guy up there instigating the chat, trying to get him to. It was crazy.
All right, y'all. So who do you think is the last team on this list, number 30?
The Wizards?
The Brooklyn Nets.
The Wizards or the Detroit Pistons?
The Pistons?
Yeah,
I can guarantee if Ron did his calculations correctly, me and Domo alone are not letting the Pistons go last.
Domo was actually pretty objective with the Pistons. Oh, and by the way, I got chill. You're right. This is a world of receipts. I have a receipt list basically that tells me who ranked the team the highest and who ranked the team the lowest. And I'm gonna ask everybody,
excuse me,
why did you rank them this high or why did you rank them this low? I just want to hear everybody's theory behind why they think the team is this or why they think the team is that.
I don't think people are going to be surprised about me.
All right, well, here we go. At number 30 on the list, it's none other than the Washington Wizards.
There it is.
That might be the closest to unanimous we had.
When it came to the Wizards, for the most part, everybody had them low. The person who actually had them the highest isn't on this list, and it's Fluent. So he's not going to be able to be here to give his reasoning behind why he had the Wizards, the 26th best team in the league. But
that's highest.
That. Yes, that was the highest.
I don't even think I think I left them out, Ron. When I think about my list, I don't even think I had them on the list.
You got a team.
Oh, so Chill definitely had them the lowest. He put them in the G League.
Yeah, I didn't even. I don't think I had them on my list.
No, Chill. It is funny, Chill. Actually, now that you said that, you put 29 teams on the list.
Right. I only think I had them on my list.
I mean, I just assumed that you were just like, it's no point in me putting the team on the list. So
sent them to China. That's crazy.
Then the G League.
I think they garbage.
You got Real Madrid over Washington. You got Real Madrid over Washington.
At this point,
I'm not gonna go that far, but
hey, Real Madrid
I would.
They beat them. They beat them. Wait, no, Washington won.
They won against a non-NBA team. But Real Madrid beat an NBA team.
Yeah, they beat Canes from Australia.
Y'all think the Mavs are going to make the play-in? All right, bro. They can't. All right.
Yeah, respect Real Madrid.
Kyrie ain't play.
Okay.
Big piece missing.
Kyrie wins that game.
Last time I checked, those are still NBA players. Hey, man, I'm on Noah's side now, bro. This is crazy.
I've been on Noah's side before.
I will say Real Madrid, though. Aren't they like the best European team?
I think they just won the EuroLeague. I think.
Hey, don't matter, man.
They beat Olympiacos. Didn't they beat Olympiacos in the World Cup?
Yeah. Crazy final 2 minutes. Down 8, came back with 2 minutes left.
They blew an 8-point lead.
They blew an 8-point lead. Poor
Jimmy Haro made that video and told everybody, "Oh yeah, man, the best teams are in the best league, so they're the world champs." Y'all really believe that crap? Now look, crazy.
Vortex Nicholas 4 said, "Where does Kawhi rank all time in small forwards?"
Top 10, probably.
Mm-hmm. James Bird, KD, Doc, Scottie Pippen, Elgin Baylor, Havlicek, James Worthy, Leonard.
So he's got him basically 9.
Paul Pierce, Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, he's in the 8 through 10 range probably.
I got him at 6. Yeah, I got him outside the top 10. I mean outside the top 5, not outside the top 10. I got Dominique Wilkins too. Can't forget Dominique.
7 or 8. Yeah. Oh, Rick Barry. Yeah, Rick Barry's over Kawhi. My fault.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Moving along to the 29th team. We have none other than the San Antonio Spurs.
Really?
At 29.
This is looking like my list right now.
Mm-hmm. Jalen, you had the Spurs the highest at 26. Do you see any? Is there any reason why you had them that high?
They're just worse teams than the Spurs. They got Victor, they got Devin Vassell, they got Keldon Johnson, they got some boys over there. I just think there's worse teams. I still got them as a bottom 5 team. They're just worse teams.
Yeah, 26 isn't too bad.
Yeah, so
I had them at 29, but
yeah, when we're debating the 26th, 7th, 8th, and 9th teams, it's just like who's the worst of the worst,
I will say them having 19 nationally televised games, people are going to realize Trey Jones is better than his brother. And I'll be very happy when people realize that. So that's a good thing.
Really like Trey.
That's a good thing for them. If he's better than his brother,
he's been better than his brother, but it's the Spurs, so no one cares. So,
all right, y'all. Cheese with the super chat said, "Who's better, Luka with Kawhi defense or Prime Russ with Curry shooting?"
Luka with Kawhi defense.
Clears. Respectfully.
Kawhi defense. Russ
God damn, Luka with Kawhi defense.
That joke might be the GOAT.
Whoa. Russell Westbrook shooting like Steph Curry.
Yeah, I'm
gonna say.
Are we sure that Luka clears the athlete?
Is he still defending like Russell Westbrook? Yeah. All right. So
we want to think about it. Russell Westbrook. Let's think about this.
Okay,
Russell Westbrook.
Kawhi is an all-time defender.
Okay, Kawhi was on one, if not number 1, number 2 all-time wing defenders. Scrape Pippen, Kawhi. They're in the same conversation. Russell Westbrook already has terrible shot selection when he can't shoot. Right. Now imagine if he actually can shoot what he's going to be throwing up.
They're going to be going in though. You see what
even Steph Curry's shot selection is bad shot selection for the rest.
I just want to make sure we clear on that part right there, Mars.
Bad shot selection is bad shot selection for NBA history, and he can't shoot. Now imagine if he can shoot, what that's going to make him think he can take.
It would be the same thing as Curry.
Steph Curry takes.
It would be the same.
It'll be a lot worse than Steph Curry.
It will be worse than what Steph Curry takes. 100%.
So it's a shot selection argument, not whether, like I said, maybe
he can have the ability to make a whole bunch of shots, but if he'll
still be throwing the ball away.
Like he's just going to end up doing much worse shot selection, but they go in 10% more. Like,
he's going to turn to Damian Lillard.
So are we making Luka?
That's it right there. That's Damian Lillard.
So if Luka has
Damian Lillard.
So if Luka has a better athlete,
okay, he's still Damian Lillard.
Hitting downhill quicker.
He'll be a better player than Dame, but he'll be in that realm.
In terms of shot selection, he's taking shots like Damian Lillard. That's what I mean.
Yeah, like he's not going to start coming off ball screens, pin downs. He's not doing that. He's going to be taking the shots off the dribble. And even Steph Curry off the dribble isn't as efficient as he is off the catch. But Russell Westbrook doesn't play without the basketball. So yes, he can shoot like Steph, but he's not getting shots the same way Steph does. So he's still not going to shoot 42% on 11 threes a game. So you got to think about these things. He can make the shots, but they're different shots, and he's not going to be that as efficient. It's going to be more like Dame, and he's going to be taking shots one step from inside half court. I don't want to see that. Luka.
What about how wide the lane is for him though? At that point, because you can't sag off of him. So then what?
That's why he's an all-time great point guard. That's why he would be top 5. He's just not better than Luka with Kawhi's defense.
And Luka will be number 1.
Luka will probably.
So that means that Luka would be.
Luka with Kawhi's defense probably is the best point guard ever.
Top player ever or point guard?
Because essentially you're saying the same thing, Mars. Mars, you're saying the same thing about, because we had this conversation about Joker having Olajuwon's defense, which means that Luka would be a better athlete. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like theoretically, you can't be as good as a defender as Kawhi if you don't have as big hands as Kawhi does, or you don't move. Like that's why it's like how much defense we factor in. Because are we just giving Luka more lateral quickness? Because that means you have to make him a better athlete. You give him the vertical presence. That's why I don't like these. Like when we say
It's
defense, what do you
tricky.
mean?
That is tricky.
Yeah,
And to
that's
the
what I meant.
and to the dude in the
Remember what
chat.
we did? Though? Remember what we did last time was he can only be that athletic on defense, and on offense he's himself. Remember? that's how we had to do
cool,
it.
which is still fine, which is still amazing. Which is still amazing.
To the dude in the chat, I'm 100% confident that I said that Steph Curry should have been the league MVP in the 15-16 season. I just didn't think that it was unanimous. I did not try to push him over. So if we're going to call a spade, my man, look in the mirror. That's all I'm asking.
That's what you need to do.
That's all I'm saying, my man. Look in the mirror.
All right, y'all. At 28, the Portland Trailblazers make the list.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I'm with it.
And with the Blazers, it was somebody that had them 29th, and it was somebody that had them 22.
22?
Who do you guys want to start with?
Trailblazers had somebody had the Trailblazers.
Who would you guys like to start with? The
I wanna
person that
know
had
who
them
had them at
29th or the person that had them
22?
22?
Who had them at 22? Oh,
You?
You?
Ron's really high.
Yeah, but here's my thing with the Blazers. Like, you guys see the young players and whatnot. And by the way, I was wrong. Shaedon Sharp's, he didn't start last night. Looks like Matisse Thybulle's probably going to start. But when I look at the Blazers, he actually shot 3 for 4 from 3 last night, Mars. I think he's been in the lab. But here was my thing with the Blazers at 22. I'm more so looking at the vets that they got. I'm looking at DeAndre Ayton. He's had a championship run. Looking at Malcolm Brogdon, 6th man of the year. He's had a championship run. I'm looking at Robert Williams. He had a championship run. So I'm thinking they'll be able to jumpstart some of those younger guys too. Ant Simons, he's been a 20-point scorer. So I'm kind of looking at those pieces. I know Scoot's a rook. I know Sharp's young. But if Sharp's not starting, Scoot's the only really young player in the lineup. I mean, Ant's still fairly young, but he started for 3 seasons. So it's like, I think they got a little bit over there. And I'm high on their young talent.
DeAndre Ayton being considered a vet.
A vet, yeah. DeAndre Ayton to me is like one of the worst
He's
defenders in
25.
the league. Yeah, he's also one of the worst.
He's been in the league 6 years, Mars. This is year 6. It's not like year 2 or 3.
I'm not calling anyone else in that draft class a vet.
Isn't
Luka's
6?
not a vet?
We call him Marvin Bagley a vet.
Is Luka not a vet? Is Luka?
And the reason why Luka could be considered a vet is because he's been playing pro from before he was in the NBA. So
Trae Young is not a vet?
Experience. He has
Trae Young's not a vet?
Hold on. What do we consider?
I
think it's 5 years. Aren't you considered a vet after 5 years?
I need at least 8. I need like 8.
I thought 10 years made you
the bare minimum for me is once you're off your rookie extension. Then I'm like, okay, maybe you're a vet. If you're still on your rookie extension, you're not a vet to me. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way you're still basically on a rookie extension. You're still on your rookie deal.
Your second contract. So I got my contract, and then I got my second contract.
That's when I'm like,
once you get your pension, you're a vet.
And it says the minimum limit is 3 years of action in the NBA. The more years one player spends in the league, the more money he will receive. Players are not obligated to play a full season to receive a pension. So 3 years.
So Zion's a vet.
Well, I don't think using the pension argument would determine what a vet is. Again, I thought it would have to be 10. You got to think when guys are coming into the league a lot, especially in a one and done era, you coming in at the ages of 18, 19, 20, 10 years puts you at 27, 28, 29, 30. I figured that's vets and up. That and up are vets. Obviously, if you got a guy that stayed 4 years in college and he's played 5-6 years in the league, that can still be considered a vet. I feel like there's exceptions. It's definitely a spectrum of what can be considered a vet. It's really dependent on the player, though.
Cruz, are you saying
5 years is a vet? No.
Cruz, are you for real sitting here am I listening to these dudes tell me that I'm on a job for 6 years? I ain't a vet? I've been here for more than half a decade.
I don't put in years.
The average pro career is 4 years. I've been here for 6 years. Jason Tatum is going into year 7? So almost double that. I ain't a vet.
So chill. If you're going to the Hornets, a team filled with guys that's played 4 and less, then yes, you would be the vet of that team. You'll be a vet on that team. There you go.
So
You
I'm
have
a
more
vet.
experience. But if
No,
you go
because
to the Los
Jalen Green spoke about this. He said last year the Houston team was so young. He was one of the older people on the team. I'm not calling him a vet because he's older than a bunch of people who aren't vets. It's just a team with no vets. Like Jalen Green was in year 2, older than half the team. That doesn't make him a vet.
Well, wait a minute, Mars. That doesn't mean that he's not a vet. He's a vet on that team. That there's other veterans, and there's other veterans who've been here longer, Mars.
No, but
I'm not calling someone in year 5 a vet because everyone else is in year 4 and below. The team just has no vets.
That's what being a vet is, Mars. I've been here longer than you.
Nah, I'm not.
Mars, you're 17, but you're a vet on the panel.
Zion Williams still a rookie.
I'm not calling you a vet just because you're more experienced than other people who are also not vets. It's just a team with no vets. That's just possible.
If the Charlotte Hornets right now said they wanted to go sign a vet, they're going to go sign a guy who's probably playing the league 8, 9, 10 years. Not a guy playing the league 5, 4, 6.
Like, I'm not calling Marvin Bagley a vet on the Pistons because
100%.
he's been around longer than Jalen Duren. They just don't have vets. Yeah. The vet is Bogdanovich.
He is one of their vets.
Joe Harris is a vet.
He's
not a vet.
Mars, understand when I've been in the league, even though I'm not a Class A player, that doesn't mean I don't have veteran experience. I've been in the league for 5, 6, 7 years. I know how this thing goes. I am a veteran. I can teach you things that you don't know. That's what veterans do. Now, there's other guys who've been around longer than me. So if you show up to our team, Mars, and I'm wearing number 24, and I'm a marginal player, and you're a better player and a vet, and you ask for 24, I got to hand that over. 1, because you're a vet, and 2, because you're a better player. That's the way that works.
I understand what vets are. We know Udonis Haslem, vet. Jared Dudley, vet. Garrett Temple on the Pelicans, vet. I'm not calling you a vet.
DeAndre Ayton on the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, I'm not calling you a vet because you're more experienced than other non-vets. We just have no vets. You know who the vet on the Portland? There's one vet on the Portland Trailblazers. Malcolm Brogdon, maybe Jeremy Grant. Everyone else, you're not a vet. You're just
definitely.
I meant to mention Jeremy Grant in this whole thing. That's so Jeremy Grant, DeAndre, Jeremy, Malcolm, DeAndre, Robert Williams, those are guys that have all been around the block. Mars, maybe I shouldn't have threw vet out there. Those are guys that have been around the block and made deep postseason runs. So I'm accrediting them to Portland's success this year, and that's why I got them at 22 over a lot of teams. Damo, you had them at 29. Why do you think they're the 29th best team in the NBA?
Because I think they'll suck.
Good answer.
I mean, you can name all the names. They're trying to trade. It's already been reported they're going to be looking to trade Grant whenever his signed player deadline shit is up. So like mid-January, end of December, January, February, before the trade deadline, they're going to be looking to trade him. Reported. Now, if things can change because they're a playing team or a little low-end playoff team, maybe that'll change. But they want to move him. They're probably going to want to play their young guys. I don't think they're about to see. If teams are all about to adopt the Thunder's philosophy from a couple years ago of competitively rebuilding, then hey, I'm wrong. They're going to try to be competitive and rebuild at the same time. I'm all for that. I don't think that the Portland Trailblazers, after what I've seen them do with 11 years with Damian Lillard, are going to be a team that's about to efficiently rebuild and compete. That's not about to happen. So they're probably going to suck. It's probably. I think it won't mesh. Being super honest, some guys might end up not playing because of health, and you're going to have a bunch of young guys out there that need their reps in playing basketball. They're going to be bad.
All right, y'all. Moving along. The next team on the list at 27 is the Detroit Pistons.
That's just disrespectful. I don't know what y'all want.
Y'all can't believe y'all put the boys that low.
You probably had them at 30.
In fact, you probably put them at 30 or 29.
You probably ruined the whole list.
All right, so oh no, I wasn't the one to put him at 30. So look. It was somebody that put him at 22, and it was somebody that put him at 30. I'm pretty sure we all know who had him at 22, but in case y'all want to know, do y'all want to know?
Yes,
you already know, Ron.
I mean, okay, it was Damo. Damo had him at 22. Damo's obviously the highest on the Pistons. Do you guys want to know who had him at 30?
Please.
Yeah, who?
He's not here, but it's fluent.
He had the Wizards over the Pistons.
Yeah.
I don't trust his basketball mind. It's okay.
Dom and me and you were close. I had the Pistons at 23, so we were.
I just try to keep them at least top 10 in the East. I'm like, I think they're a playing team, top 10 team in the East.
I got Pistons at 29. Dama, we can make the bet. I got Spurs winning more games than the Pistons
win last year.
Put a hundo on it.
They won 17. They won 17 last year.
I got
the Spurs winning more games than the Pistons.
So where you see them at, Damo? You think they're gonna get to 35?
I personally think if they're healthy, I've said it, they can peak as a 40-win team. 40 wins the play-in. That's a play-in.
Hey, Cruiser, me and Dom already made the bet. He think they're gonna go over 35. I think they're gonna be below 35.
Okay.
As long as they're healthy,
you thought they were gonna be below 30. But
Jalen, do you want to get in on that too? Same bet for you as well?
The 35 over under?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it there. Yeah.
Hey, lock it in, 100. What episode is this so I know? Preseason power rankings, cool. Lock it in.
1 hour, 19
board right there.
30 seconds is the time.
I got mine written down. I got mine.
Bulletin board right here. It's gonna say all the bets.
They will be at least 35 games, over 35 games, as long as they're healthy. Same prerequisite as with Ron though. If K go out there and destroy his leg, hey buddy, whoa.
Wait, with the caveat. Hold on.
There was a caveat on it.
What was our minimum games missed? If he missed, I think he said over what? I don't remember the exact number. We're going to have to go back and find it.
We're going to have to find it, but I thought it was like 15, 20 games. But other than that, yeah, if he's healthy, if JD healthy, really, that's really it. That's good enough to me. But nah, they're healthy team. They're definitely getting 35 wins or above. Okay. But damn, y'all. So wait, who else had him? Jalen said he had him at 29. Anybody else have him down low?
I think the Spurs are going to win more games than him too. I'm just going to put it that way. Me and Jalen both had him at 29.
Ron definitely had the Pistons low. Definitely.
That's crazy.
Chill had him at 23 as well.
Oh, good one.
No, Chill had him at 23.
Thank you, Chill. Sensible guy. Sensible man. You know basketball.
Yeah.
Not according to the masses. I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know shit.
All right, so we got a super chat from Huncho. Huncho wants to know, has a question for you, Chill. I think he thinks you know something. He said, Chill, what was your reaction when Who Shot Ya was released?
What was my reaction when Who Shot You was released? I didn't have a reaction. The reason why I didn't have a reaction was because I heard it before it was released. It was on Mary J. Blige's My Life album. It was an interlude with Keith Murray and Big, where Keith Murray, check this word, it's bubonic plague in your head, back, chest, arms, and legs. When I come through, grab your cranium for alternatum, son. I fade subterraneum. This was Big and Keith Murray before Who Shot You was released. That was an interlude earlier in 1994, way before Tupac got shot. So that had nothing to do with me. I mean, I felt like it didn't have nothing to do with what was going on with Pac. I had already heard it.
It was still poor timing.
It was terrible timing. It was
still, definitely terrible. Bad on Puffy's behalf and everybody to release that when they did though.
Yes, it was terrible timing because he had wrote that rhyme way before that even happened, and it made it look like he had something to do with that when he didn't. He had nothing to do with that.
I never heard.
All right, so
go to
the chat
when you get an opportunity, Big Damo. When you get an opportunity, go listen to Mary J. Blige's My Life album. I believe it's like the 5th or the 6th track. It's an interlude, and right in the beginning of the song, you'll hear Keith Murray. You'll hear Keith Murray with the line that I just spit. That was Big and Keith Murray on the original version of Who Shot You.
The chat has spoken on what a vet is. I put up a poll. I said, how long do you have to play to be considered a vet? 4 to 5 years, 6 to 7 years, 8 to 9 years, or 10 plus years. In the chat, 40% of you guys said that 6 to 7 years will qualify you as a vet.
Sounds about right.
All right, back to the list. At 26, we have the Charlotte Hornets.
It's way too high.
Okay.
It's too high.
I don't think I had them that high. I think I had them lower than that.
A little lower, but same range.
They should be in the
So wait, who put them high?
Somebody had the Hornets at 15.
Jeez.
Somebody had them at 30. Which one do y'all want to start with?
Who is this crazy individual?
If it was
Ron, you had no 15?
Nah, I didn't. I had him at 28. But this is crazy. So look, 24 Mars, 27 Chill, 30 Bob. I had him at 28. Damo had him at 27.
I'm about to switch it up. Go ahead.
Oh no, I had him at 26. Damo had him at 27. Jalen had him at 28. But with that being said, you guys know the one person that's not on the list, and he's not here today to defend himself or his bad picks. Is Fluent. He had him at 15.
No, Fluent.
Yeah, Fluent. I don't know.
Fluent.
Oh, what are you doing, Tom?
Fluent. What's going on?
He's just blowing off the averages right now.
That's
This is
crazy.
wild.
Was
What you
Fluent on
doing?
vacation when it was
And
making
Hearing how much one person can throw off the whole list, interesting.
Isn't Fluent the one that got the top 10 show? So I don't know how much I can trust that the list is coming out.
Oh, because it's more than 10?
Well, no, I'm saying if you got the Hornets at 15, I can't trust any of your lists.
He's losing credibility.
I thought I had them high, and I had them at 24. I was like, oh, I put the Hornets quite high. 15, Jesus Christ.
15
that's
is
insane.
wild.
No.
On top
All
of
right,
that,
so
Imagine he's right, and then after the season, he lost to all of us.
He must be really high on LaMelo.
I'm pretty sure I had the Hornets at
And Miles
29. I
Bridges
got my
come
list
back.
right here.
If he's at 15, if he got them at 15, Mars, they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
100%.
Could be
Yes,
true.
exactly.
They are a playoff team.
They might
Not
be
a
an
play-in
18
team.
Unless he has 10
No,
Eastern
but
Conference
I think
teams
they get
above
the
him,
play-in,
he just
though.
thinks the West is trash. But
Say it again, Cruz.
They can get to the play-in in the East. In the East, the Charlotte Hornets.
Yes.
Yeah, they can get.
they
to the
can
play-in.
get to the play-in. I think they can. That's why I had them at 20.
They can get to the play-in.
Oh, she's right. I did switch it. Yeah, I do got them at 30.
If everybody stay healthy, they got Bridges coming back. They re-signed PJ. They got Melo back. They always can score some points.
The Bridges
Bridges is the thing I like. I think Bridges gives him another, dynamic over there.
But they've lost Kai Jones. That's a big miss.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, man.
I'm forgetting.
The GOAT, Kai Jones.
Exactly. Which is highlights, man.
Nuance said the Hornets fighting for playing.
I think
I
that's
can
fair.
see it.
Sure.
I can see them at peak. They're probably playing. Yeah, 15 is crazy though.
I want to see how Miles looks after basically year out of
Yeah,
basketball.
I think it's gonna be a
Yes.
little rust. Personally, I think it's gonna be some
There's
rust.
always some rust, man. These guys don't never just come back in.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Russ. He spent the year drinking lean and Patron. So
Jamal Murray didn't look
Studio.
rusty.
Yeah, Jamal Murray was
once he
rehabbing.
got to the playoffs.
Miles was
smoking,
rapping.
smoking
When he
back,
first came,
smoking
came
backwoods.
back, Jamal Murray didn't look great.
No,
How you gonna be in the league smoking backwoods? You ain't got no joint papers, nothing like that. Smoking backwoods.
Damn, that's what's smoking backwoods.
Terrible for the ball.
Maybe Fluid. Maybe
Maybe
Fluid.
hey,
is Kai
that boy got
Jones'
some major lungs, boy.
Kai Fluent.
Maybe.
All right, y'all. Moving along to the number 25th pick. You guys have any predictions? We have the Wizards, the Spurs, the Blazers, the Pistons, the Hornets. Who do you guys think is 25?
There's one team that
Chat.
I heard to-
Chicago Bulls. I'm going with the Bulls.
I think it's Toronto. I think it has to be Toronto.
The
Chat, who do y'all think is 25?
The Rockets or the Raptors?
It can't be.
Rockets or the Raptors?
It has to
Indiana.
be Toronto.
Ain't no way the Bulls
All right.
better than us.
Stop
All right,
saying-
well-
the Raptors are dumpster fire this season. I do. I think they're a
Oh
dumpster.
yeah, Utah. It could be Utah.
Here we go. It is the Chicago Bulls.
Thank you.
Damn.
Okay. What's the highest?
How are we
somebody-
feeling at the Bulls at 25? What'd you say?
I said, what's the highest somebody had him? Because I had him at 26. So what's the highest somebody put the Bulls?
I had them
So-
around 20.
I had 25. I put them exactly right there.
22.
So, Damo,
Yo,
you had the Bulls the highest or the lowest at 26.
lowest.
so-
Y'all are
yeah.
trolling.
But it ended up at 25, so we basically all had them at the same place.
Everyone probably had them around 24 to 26.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the lowest on the list, you had him at 26. I had him the highest on the list at 20.
It's a little high,
That's
but
crazy.
I don't think that's too.
do you
bad.
expect Lonzo to be back? 'Cause I was making a list with Lonzo.
Oh no, Lonzo's not. Lonzo's.
Yeah.
Lonzo's cooked.
He done, man.
He got Javon Carter.
Javon
Kobe
Carter's-
White.
Kobe White. Javon
Carter's
Carter's.
good for the regular season.
Sure.
Well, that's what we're talking about, right?
Damo, you not respecting a North Carolina legend?
Who?
Kobe White.
Kobe White.
First of all, he's alumni. He's not a legend. Let's relax.
There's a difference.
We can't just be throwing that legend.
Those two
word
things are
around.
not the same thing, Damo. Those
We
two
got too
things are
many.
not the
We
same
got too
thing.
many great Carolina legends to be just throwing that word out to everybody. Kobe White
Right.
respects you. You're an alumni, not a legend, buddy. Relax.
Hey,
Those two things are not the
Hey.
same thing. No, they're
Ivory
not.
Latta, a legend.
Who?
Ivory Latta, a legend.
Ivory Latta. Is
I got
a
no
legend.
clue who that is.
I don't know who.
I know who that is.
Y'all don't know how we like. See, that's y'all got to tap in. Matter of fact, tonight we will be streaming game too.
WNBA player.
Yeah.
Ladder. Yeah, LATTA. Yeah, she's a baller. Yes, she is. Yes.
Oh, there we go. Now everyone knows. There we go.
Right.
Shout out Brianna Stewart,
Yeah,
Aja
she's a baller.
Wilson. Who else we know? Candace Parker, goated.
All right. Next on the list, we have the Toronto Raptors at 24.
The disrespect.
Utah Jazz are climbing this list.
That's exactly what I have. I have him at 24.
I definitely have him the highest. I definitely have him the highest at this point.
Man, Toronto will be in the lottery, man.
I think they're a dumpster fire.
I
do.
had him the highest.
Pascal Siakam still all NBA performer.
I'm pretty sure I probably had them the lowest.
Hey, Jalen.
You and Chill tied for the lowest at 28.
Yes. I think they're a dumpster fire this year.
Hey, Jalen, wait, so about the South.
We about to shot the world. I definitely had the highest. I had him at 16.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had him.
Damn,
I had him. I'm telling you that Scotty Barnes jump.
That's not. Hey,
This is what I mean.
Where did Fluent have them?
I don't, man. Fluent is I don't know. Like Fluent's kind of all over the place because he had them at 24.
Fluent got Toronto low.
He had Charlotte at 15 and Toronto at 20.
I was seeing if there was going to be some bias. I was seeing if there was going to be some bias.
Fluent's not high on Toronto though. He been saying that.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to see if there was going to be some bias, but yeah, 16, Jaden.
Don't forget, Jalen. Pascal Siakam is going to end up on the Miami Heat this year. So
that was my thing. They're going to end up trading
for
Pascal.
who though? Who they going to give up to get Pascal though, Mike?
Well, like Chilltown likes to point out in situations like this, there's going to be 3 teams involved: the Indiana Pacers, the Miami Heat, and the Toronto Raptors are going to work together this season.
Or the Toronto Raptors end up trading for Zach LaVine when the Bulls start 5 for 15 and they blow it up, and the Raptors get Zach LaVine, Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes, and OG. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's fantastic right there. With Dennis Schroeder in the backcourt. I'm
with it. OG, Scotty, Siakam, that defense will be all right.
Am I tripping? OG feel like a mythical person, man. Like it's like the way people talk about OG is like he the next coming of goddamn behavior, bro. Like, hey, he can't be traded. He's untouchable.
What's the problem,
guy, man? Like,
Masai does hold him really high.
Like he's Scottie Pippen on the defensive end. Like he got dang Kawhi Leonard on the offensive end. Like, bro, like.
No, look, I do think, Jacopoto, a great center. I do think that the jump Scotty Barnes I expect him to make or should have made last year. I think that's the key here. Because I think Siakam's going to be Siakam. We know who OG is. I don't think OG is getting any better or worse. We know who he is. It's just a jump of Scotty Barnes. And Dennis Schroeder, he'll be fine. He'll be Dennis Schroeder. We know who Dennis Schroeder is. He'll have games where he gives us 20 points. He'll have games where he gives us 6 points. We'll take it.
Hey, OG to the Pacers, Pascal to the Heat. Y'all be ready for it.
And since we're on the subject of Toronto Mars, don't think I hear you say Kawhi Leonard is the second best perimeter defender ever. Don't think I didn't hear you say that. I did hear you say that.
What's wrong with that?
I just want to make sure
and I stand on it. Yes.
Okay.
I stand with you, Lawrence.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We just can't this episode, but we'll get there. I also want to do at some point in the season. I want to do a 3-and-D tier list. Because I kind of want to see where OG ranks amongst 3-and-D players in the NBA. And I want to see who else is on that list, who we value as 3-and-D guys in a league that's quote unquote 3-and-D league. So we'll see. But Football Breakdown sent through a super chat and said, sounds like we are back to coddling Sin Simmons. Sin Bimmons?
Yes.
Yo.
Yes, wow. No, we're not.
Sin Bimmons?
No, we're not. It's more just accepting who he is. That's all.
Nah, chill. He called him Sin Bimmons.
Yeah, he did say that. Yes, he did say that.
That's crazy, chat.
Literally,
all right.
NBA player. At his peak, he's an all NBA player, all league defender.
Mm-hmm.
And we're coddling him, saying, "Yo, just play your game and be that guy for us." And you build around that or build with that, going into who your best players are. It's called good coaching. I don't know. It's called being a good GM and building a roster.
Sin Bimmons.
Man, Ben Simmons that bad, like in the words of Chill. Ben Simmons that bad chick with a pH balance off.
Can't smash a lot. Every time you want to, like she gonna.
Yeah.
But she's fine as hell though. You like, damn.
Hey.
Damn. Damn, but anytime you want to do something, it's always some nonsense.
Chill. That's on you though. You got to get in the right mood.
Football breakdown. This is your fault. The minute you sent through that super chat and called him Sin Bimmons, the structure of the show just completely went upside down.
I thought you was gonna say bad credit score or something. You said the PH.
On to the next person on the list at 23. We have the Orlando Magic. How are we feeling about this, fellas?
What is going on?
At 23. Okay,
did people just forget about the Utah? All right, cool.
Jazz.
We got love for Lauri Markkanen.
They got Lauri Markkanen, man. What you mean?
Walker Kessler.
All dropped,
The Magic have Franz and Paolo. I'm Markel. I'm Wendell.
So you think the Magic should be higher, Mars? What? Actually,
where are they at?
Mars, they're at 23. But Mars, you actually had them the highest at 20. You and Bob both had them at 20.
I think 20 is about right.
What's the lowest?
The lowest is 28.
Okay.
Who's that?
Who got the Magic at the bottom of the league?
It's fluid, ain't it?
I bet it's tone.
It's definitely fluid. Yo, I'm about to.
Who's the second lowest? Fluence doesn't count. Fluence doesn't count. Who's the second?
No, we got to get Fluent up here on either tomorrow or Friday, and he got to give us all. I'm gonna let you guys make him give us all the explanations.
What?
Who had them the second lowest? Because maybe Fluent just threw off the list, and they should actually be around 22.
Second lowest was actually tied with me and Jalen. We had them both at 24.
See, if Fluent messed it up. They would have been higher, but he messed it up. So we can blame Fluent for the Magic being this.
A lot of this. I'm at
I mean, that's just his opinion, fellas.
No, he got the Hornets ranked too high, and he's got the Magic ranked too low because his one vote threw off the whole list. Interesting.
This is America.
Yeah, this is why I'm against democracy. Dictatorship.
Be like that.
Lucky BE sent through a super chat, said, y'all think Rudy is a championship center?
Yes.
I think Bismack Biyombo's a championship center if he's around good enough players. What are we talking about?
You put Rudy on the Celtics, we'll be right there contending with him.
Ryan Hollins would have been a championship center around good players. What does that mean?
You're kind of pushing it now, Damo.
Am I really?
Ryan Hollins.
10 years ago, when JaVale McGee was Shaq the Fool, first team All NBA, if you would have said he's a championship center, y'all would have been like, "Oh, you're bugging."
JaVale was still good. JaVale was still good. Shaq was just being an asshole.
I agree. I'm just saying, you put guys around great players, you'll be surprised how decent they could be.
I agree.
Hey, Damo, Ryan Hollins so bad he holds the MCS.
Question, Big Ox. Take Mark Gasol off that Toronto team and put Rudy on that Toronto team. They win the NBA championship?
Yes.
I agree. I think so too.
Hell yeah.
I do.
All right, fellas. We're at 22 right now. And I'm going to put up the list so you guys can see the list. Chat, so everybody can see the list. I want you guys to guess who's going to be at 22. See the teams that are on there. You see the bottom third of the league.
The Pacers.
Better be Utah. Why we
I'm gonna keep saying Utah until they finally show up because
this is the Pacers.
Where is Utah?
All right. Well, at 22,
the Pacers.
Here it is.
Utah.
Okay.
Utah above Orlando is criminal work.
Jerry Sloan coming back.
Nah, Jerry Sloan too old for this.
They must think they got John Stockton at number 32.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We get in our bag.
Y'all are really being morbid today.
In case you're a first time viewer, we get in our bag up here. Just FYI, cat's out the bag. Got it. Hey, so who had them the highest? Was somebody had them at 16?
Oh, okay.
Somebody had them at 16 and somebody had them at 27.
I had them at 27.
If Fluent had the damn Hornets at 15 and Jazz at 16, I am literally starting a petition to get his votes out of here.
Well, Damo.
Is he a terrorist, Damo?
I had the Hornets at 30, and I had the Jazz at 16.
Gee.
But at least I
had the Jazz at 27.
So at least I had the Hornets at 30s.
But hold on, though. Can we hear why you're so high on the Jazz?
I just think they're better than that. I don't know. I like Walker Kessler. I like John Collins. I think they got better this year.
You're a milkman.
Nothing crazy.
You're a milkman.
What you said, Damo?
You're a milkman.
Oh.
Like Lori Markin and Walker Kessler. You're a milkman. That's what this is. That's all this is, man. That's all this is.
Join the club.
I like
Sabonis gets on the
what-
Kings. Now he needs his bigs white. That's what this is. This is crazy. This is crazy. I see through the agenda.
Shit. I do like what they're doing with their front court though, with Walker, Laurie, John, and Kelly Olynyk. I like that.
Look at that milkman. Kelly Olynyk. Where's Taylor Hendricks? Where's John Collins? Kelly Olynyk. Milkman.
I said John Collins.
Nah. I heard you, man.
He light skin, don't count.
Hey, so the thing that I like about the preseason is you get a glimpse into how teams are gonna basically kind of run their rotation a little bit. You get to see who starts the game, and you get to see who's first off the bench, yada yada yada. So Jordan Clarkson started last year, but he didn't start last night. They started Colin Sexton. As we knew they were going to start Lauri Markkanen and John Collins, Walker Kessler, but at the other guard, it was Talon Horton Tucker. How do we feel about THT? And he actually had a good game last night. He had 24 points in 25 minutes, 7 assists. How do we feel about him starting at the 2 for them?
I like THT. I was high on him when he was on the Lakers. I was one of the people screaming, "Don't put THT in the deal for Kyle Lowry," and I was right. And yeah, I was kind of upset that we let him go. I've always believed in THT.
I think he fits with that Utah unit too, because they need perimeter scoring. They got a lot of young guys over there, but they don't have a guy that can consistently score. So I do think that he fits with that unit in Utah. Now I'm not getting off the train. And if you ever notice Mars's hoodie is a little raggedy, it's because it's me snatching him off the Utah train because he still got that ticket. And I'm snatching him off the Utah train because I know what's going to happen. He's gonna, make sure that
Mars actually did have him the lowest, which was crazy. Hey, when I'm doing the list, I'm thinking and I'm looking at everybody's thing, and I'm like, who had him the lowest? And I'm like, it's Mars. And I'm like, Chill's logic resonated with him, and it stuck with him. Now he's not on that train.
Yeah, he's off.
But I didn't know that's why your hoodie was so raggedy, Mars.
Hey, Clarkson bet off the bench. I like him in the starting lineup.
I like him too, Cruz. I like THT off as a rotation guy, no doubt.
Yeah, I prefer him off the bench. I think as a starter,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sometimes I just think he's a little careless with the ball. Does a little too much for his skill set. I prefer him on the bench.
Next up on the list, after 22, the Utah Jazz, we have the Houston Rockets at 21.
Okay, right there. Good spot for him. Good spot.
They almost made it out of the bottom third of the league, but they are on the bottom half. How do we feel about the Rockets being here, fellas?
Hey, man.
Based on where I put them, that means a lot of people had this team very low, and I'm not happy about it.
Where'd you put him? Where did Mars have?
Wait,
Ron, who had Houston the highest?
Mars trolled.
Mars pulled the fluid. Mars pulled the fluid for real.
No. Fluent pales in comparison to what Mars.
No, I'm just saying because I know where I had them before Ron reveals. Them only being at 21. Them only being 21 means a lot of you guys had them in the bottom 5, and I'm not happy about that.
Mars, I almost didn't even put your ranking of Houston up there, but I wanted to be, a genuine guy, and I didn't want to skew the votes. So Mars had him in number 1, guys.
Oh,
yeah, Mars put him in number 1.
I got
this is why I hate democracy.
So someone needs to explain how me having them at number 1 only got them to 21. That
Mars, nobody actually had them. So the lowest that they were at was 27, and only one person had them at 27. The rest is 24, 25, 22, 20, 23.
I had them 20. So
I had about like 22.
They should be higher than 21.
I think Houston this year. Now I'm dead serious. Maybe I'm tripping. They got to show me. They might need to show me something. I think Houston this year is going to be a real live 7 seed, and they're going to have to play one game to get into the official 6 seed. I think they're going to surprise some people. They're going to be the Kings of this year. Nobody going to take them serious. They're going to play some good defense. They're going to get out and run. Those guys going to run all day. They got some veteran leadership. I believe the Houston Rockets is going to be the surprise team of the NBA season. They're going to be a legit 7 seed and have to play one game to get into the playoffs.
Oh, and let me say this. I know I've bought a lot of stock in Jalen Green and Sengun. I am walking back one thing I said. Jabari Smith is not just taking a small leap. Jabari Smith is.
He's
Oh
moving
my god,
He's moving.
that Trevor Ariza comparison.
He's
get
moving
that
me.
shot. Listen,
Oh.
Jabari Smith.
When I,
I
I'm glad.
like them.
Keep going, Damo.
I'm
Keep
not
keep
gonna.
going,
I'm
Damo.
not saying lie.
Keep
He's
talking.
moving me.
Listen,
Keep talking, Damo. Keep talking,
He's
Damo.
moving me.
Jabari
I gotta watch
that
the Houston
dog.
game. If this is the thing,
Bro,
Jabari Smith really
Jabari-
taking a jump like that.
Jabari is moving me. He's moving
Jabari
me.
put on some weight. I seen somebody who was talking. Oh, he has a
Taking
weight on.
contacts, finishing at the
I don't
rim.
know what
Like,
the weight's going to be good for. Shitting me. Hey, 6'11", filled out, looking like a miniature Giannis. I'm like, oh my god,
Man.
Jabari.
Miniature
Hey,
Giannis.
turnaround fades with the touch. I see the shots he's trying to get. I'm like, yo, if this is Jabari, yeah, this team is definitely winning 40 games. I'm
Bro,
sorry.
The
Look,
Rockets.
a men play like that. A men played bad and still look amazing. That is hard to do. To play bad and look amazing.
He didn't play bad, Damo. He just shot bad.
yeah, he just
Well,
missed
he
some.
shot bad.
He
He shot
missed
bad.
some
I'm sorry.
bunnies around the rim
bad.
that he wouldn't normally miss.
He
But the
shot bad.
playmaking was there, the passing was there,
Looked great.
defense was there, full court game. Cam Whitmore,
Looking-
Cam Whitmore
Cam
is
got
showing
busy.
that
Cam got
Cam
busy.
Whitmore can play. Like,
Oh,
Hey
this
Mars,
is-
hey Mars, what team you
Oh,
gonna be a fan of? What team you gonna be a fan of next year, Mars?
okay, see,
Mm.
I've already said
OKC.
OKC is my next stop after Houston. I've
And-
said that already.
And by the way, Ox had them the lowest at 27.
Mars, you do know in the world of if there was no democracy,
Let's
you
stop
couldn't just
snitching.
jump. You couldn't jump from the Houston Rockets. You'd have to stick with the Golden State Warriors and like it. If there was no democracy,
It's crazy.
just so we clear.
Before the Warriors, I was a Knicks fan.
Okay, so if you were a Knick, you'd still be a Knicks fan if there was no democracy, even though you hate democracy. By the way.
A Knicks fan?
Don't put that on your mind.
3 seasons ago?
Yeah, when did this happen?
No, because the Knicks were the only team when I was young. The Knicks were the first team I knew in the NBA, so they were like the Knicks. Then when I actually started watching the NBA and knowing what's happening, I then became a Warriors fan because they had Kevin Durant, and now I'm a Houston fan. And then I will be an OKC fan.
It's a lot of
And then
flip-flops,
after
man.
that, I will be a Detroit Pistons fan. And then
Oh, so you just
after
gonna get around the whole league?
I'm the some would say I'm the Brittany Renner of NBA fans.
I don't know, like,
Mars still young. He got time to make the whole league.
Okay.
W democracy.
NBA fan.
All right.
Crazy.
W
With that
democracy.
being said, we got a super chat from Random Guy Speaks. He said, "Damn, Chilltown, double homicide."
Like Ron, these dudes talk wild as hell about me, but when I spit back, I'm disrespectful. Give me a break, man.
Gotta let him
You
know.
know how I go.
We
Hey,
did
you the
bring
last
his
person.
granny
Hey,
into it,
you the last person to hit. You gonna always get the flag, chill. You the
I don't
last
get
person to
it,
throw a punch.
All right,
they jump
y'all
on me on a regular. They jump on me on a regular, right, Cruiser? And then when I swing back, I'm disrespectful and I'm foul.
I'm saying Chittown, bending over a mama is one thing, but knocking a granny hip out is crazy.
Super crazy.
Some grannies.
I mean, he
look
might have
different,
knocked you
Alex.
back in place, though. Never know.
Ron just said it.
I mean,
Some grannies built different.
Chill, you still talk to him?
What?
Really, I'm telling you,
Jalen,
grannies built different.
Text me your number. All right, we got at number 20. Coming in at number 20. Here we go, y'all. The list is coming up. And you will see it yourself. Oh, there we
When will
go.
we see it?
The Indiana Pacers.
crazy.
Okay. I had Pacers. So the Rockets and Pacers basically
Cool
just
with it.
split for me because I had the Pacers at 21 and the Rockets at 20. All right.
I didn't have 21. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, and y'all would never guess who had my pace. I mean, the Pacers the highest.
No, you said it
In
right
the
the
lowest.
first time. You said it right.
Ron had them at like
Pacers.
12. Ron had them at like 12.
Ron got Halliburton.
No, they were higher than that.
Damn.
10? 9?
All right, so at the highest, they were 9. At the lowest, they were 23.
That's a top 5 seed in the East, by the way.
23 is fine. 23 is fine.
23 is not
9.
bad. Not that bad.
23? Yeah, I like that range. 18 to 23, 18 to 23. I think is valid. 9.
All right, so Ox had him at 23. I had him at 18.
Oh my god.
Somebody had him at 9, and he's somewhere in Toronto doing whatever the hell he's doing. He couldn't make the show today. Guys, I tried to get him up here. He couldn't make the show.
He's
I'm
not in
telling you,
Toronto.
Fluid was drinking.
He's
Fluid was
in
drinking.
Disneyland with his
It's
family.
crazy. Yeah,
Florida put together
Disneyland?
a
He's in
BS
Disney
list
World.
control and say, "Yeah, I can't show up, guys, with the
I'm telling you,
family."
Fluid-
That's crazy.
I'm actually interested to see what this list would be like without Fluent's intervention.
Fluent put the kids to bed and had a cup of scotch next to him. But this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, trolling, and then blaming Lil Fluent for why you can't be on the show is nuts.
Maybe Lil Fluent did the list.
Had to. No, I trust Lil Fluent. I trust Lil Fluent's knowledge.
Lil Fluent had Jerry West in his top 10. I trust Lil Fluent.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he do. Yes, he do, Damo. He got Jerry West in his top 10.
That would kill me. He said, yeah, KD, Jabbar, Jerry West. Jerry West, what?
Hey. All right, y'all. Keeping it lit to the next team. We have none other than
Dallas Mavericks.
The Dallas.
I had to have
Mavericks.
the lowest if they are 19.
I might have had them the highest. Oh.
They're not a play-in
no.
team? We don't think that was a playing team.
Actually, Jalen's Luka, so maybe.
I think they're playing team. I do.
Yeah, I had them at 18.
At the lowest, the Dallas Mavericks were 25th. At the highest, they were 13.
This kid Lively is moving me though, Mars. You know how Jabari Smith is now moving you? That's kind of how I'm starting to come. I'm getting on the Lively train as a defensive big, as a rim protector.
Chill. I saw Lively at Duke. I'm telling you, as a defensive player, he's a real deal. The rim
he's starting to move me. Offensively, it's looking tricky.
He's going to develop.
It's looking tricky offensively, and I understand that, and it's going to take some time. But defensively, he looks like he could be an elite rim protector. He does look like that.
Which is why I have him so high.
My issue is Luka and Irv. That's my issue.
I had him 24, so somebody had him at 25. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I had him at 13. I just think Luka and Kyrie together, it's just so much to stop. The talent's there. And then obviously the pieces around them. I just think when you have two guys who you can make a case as two guys who are top 10 guards in the league playing together.
I just don't know what the defense going to come from. They gave up Reggie Bullock. They gave up
Finney Smith.
It's like, man, Spencer Dinwiddie, man, that's a lot of stuff on the perimeter gone, man. My
issue isn't Irv and Luka as players, because I like the fact that Luka can now go to Irv for buckets. He doesn't have to. He's not responsible for everybody's offense. Like the fact that he can go to Irv for buckets. The thing that I'm concerned with more than anything is Irv. And I know in terms of a talent, there aren't many that's matched. But at some point, what he's shown me over the course of the years, that this thing is going to go the other way with him. Somewhere, somehow, with Irv, it's kind of like the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to be the Cowboys. Just give it a minute. It's going to happen. Same thing with Irv. I feel like at some point, this thing is going to go the other way, and he's going to have a lot to do with it.
I also like Rashawn Holmes. I think Rashawn Holmes there. He'll probably be the starter off the bat. I think Lively will come off the bench. So I don't mind Rashawn Holmes there too. I think he's a nice piece to have there. They still have Seth Curry, a little more off.
Is Green still there?
Josh Green, yes. Yeah, that's another guy, young player, Josh Green. He's a guy who 100%. Josh Green, that's a bucket and a baller. Again, just the defense thing. I think a guy like, Markieff Morris, obviously, I don't think play big minutes, but toughness, will play strong defense. I like that pickup for him. So again, it's when you have Luka and Kyrie together, yeah, that's a vet. Exactly, that's a vet. Luka and Kyrie together, you got Grant Williams. See, Grant Williams can be a better DFS. You know what I mean? I think he can be a guy who's gonna, guard the other team's best player a lot of nights, do the little things, get rebounds, get steals. I like the upside on this team.
I had the Mavericks at 25th, and personally, I think they're gonna suck.
25th.
25th.
Garbage. Damn. Garbage,
I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Trash. Garbage.
We got a super chat from Yonko J. And he said Miami Heat's Jaime Jaquez Jr. got game, and Cole Swindler can shoot the ball. It was really impressive watching him last night. And Thomas Bryant was a huge pickup, but Miami really needs a lead guard.
That lead guard issue, boy.
If Cole Swider takes his tall ass to South Beach and gets the shooting at a high level after just wasting away on the Lakers bench, the terrorist agenda will rise again with Darvin Ham. If Cole Swider was a Laker rookie, Cole Swider was on the roster, Cole Swider was on the bench. If he goes down after 1 year and is an efficient 6'9", 6'10" Duncan Robinson, I will again scream to the top of the heavens, Darvin Ham is a terrorist. Case and example E.
I think Eric Spoelstra would just get. I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Spoelstra gets the best out of him if he does have that.
He gets the best out of him, and Darvin Ham just didn't see nothing in him, huh? And that's not a terrorist. That's not a terrorist to you.
But Spoelstra's like the best coach. I mean, it could be the best coach in the league.
Shooters can't play with Bron. Luke. Shooters can't play with Bron. Of all archetypes, shooters. Are you all right, buddy?
Moving along on the list at 18, the Atlanta Hawks make an appearance. How do we feel about them right here at 18?
Pretty close to
I'm gonna say that's 3 spots lower than I had them. So
Atlanta.
I forgot to rank Dallas.
Oh,
you did.
You forgot to what, Dallas? Moss?
I forgot to rank Dallas. I had Chicago twice.
And with that, Mars, where'd you put?
They would be high. They would be the higher Chicago.
And I figured that was the case, so I put them there.
Okay, thank you very much. W Hurst. But I was reading my list. I was like, I don't see Dallas. I had to copy and paste it and put it in notes so I could see what was happening. And I see I had Chicago twice. So I was too focused on the fact that Houston were number 1 to really focus on the rest of the list.
I knew I was going to forget some teams, so I just used that one. The little tier thing on the what's it called? Tier maker or whatever. Tier creator or whatever.
Yeah. See that's what a smart person would do. I was just trying to remember the teams off the top of my head.
So, yo, we got the Atlanta Hawks. Somebody had them at 14 and somebody had them at 23. They landed at 18 on the list.
14. Where did I have it?
I don't think I had them as high as 14. I think I had them.
I think this looks like I had them around 17.
Yeah, I think I had them around 17, 18.
I think we all had them in similar place. 17, 18 with the 114.
Yeah. So yeah. Who had them on 14? Was it you?
Come on, man. Hey, trust in Trey. Trust in Trey, man.
So you had the Hawks at 14 and the Mavericks at 25.
I think the Hawks are miles better than I like the dynamic of their team and their stars over them. They got a legit center who's established. I trust DeJounte Murray and Trae Young more than I trust the one-sided, lopsided dynamic of Luka Doncic and Kyrie. Talent-wise, Luka and Kyrie clear. Basketball-wise, I'd rather have Trae and DeJounte.
That's fair.
And on top of that, they made it to the playoffs last year. They took the Celtics to 6. Mavericks were nowhere to be found.
Hey, Duppy, Conqueror, don't agree with that nonsense. You know why? Because my logic is based on what I've seen him do since he left James. That's my logic. Since he left James, this is what's been going on with him. When he was with James, it was completely different. So, of course, my logic would change when he's with James. So don't agree with that logic. Tell your man to look in the mirror if he's talking about me calling a spade a spade. Give me a break, man. Give me a break.
Next up on the list, we got the Brooklyn Nets at 17. Brooklyn is in the house.
Is Brooklyn in the house? Without a doubt.
How we feel about the Nets at 17, fellas?
I'm cool with that.
Should have been 30.
At the bottom? At the bottom of us?
I had them at 19. Cool.
I think I in all seriousness, I think I had them around here, around 19, I think. So yeah, I think this is fair. I think I got him at 16.
The
So
highest
to a point where most people agree in the range. Of teams right now.
It was a little bit of disparity with the Nets. The highest was 14, and the lowest was 21. All right, keeping it pushing. We have.
And I was showing love. I was showing love when I put him at 21. Honestly, Ron, I wanted to put him at like 23, 24.
Mimi, that's funny, yo.
Oh, the T. That's okay. That's
Timberwolves.
That's a bit low.
Think so?
I don't think I had them that low. I think I had them higher than that.
It feels a bit low, but
I had them
let me see
lower.
where I had
Yeah.
them.
So the highest for the Timberwolves, 2 people had him at 13. Damo and Chill. Jalen had him at 23.
Damn, I had them at 14. I think that's about right.
I had them at 15, so it turns out 16 isn't a bit low because I had them at 15.
13, 14, 15. Yeah.
23 though, Jesus.
Yeah, Jalen. What about the Wolves that you not like?
I mean, I just don't think Cat and Rudy Gobert fit together. I think one of them optimally would be traded to another situation. Obviously, it's fine.
We haven't seen it though, Jalen. We haven't seen it. Cat missed 54 games last year.
Yeah, I mean, you can say the sample size.
We don't really know exactly what it looks like, and the fact that Cat, don't get me wrong, he looked at a place early. He looked like he didn't really know what he was doing early, moving over to the 4. But I mean, once he got back healthy, they started to figure it out. But we got late into the season, right? When they got late into the season, I'd like to see what these dudes look like. I'd like to see what they look like the entire season, barring health issues. I thought that they were a top 5 seed last year, and they were close to it before Cat got hurt. I'm not off that Minnesota train. I'm still on it. I think that they're anywhere between 5 and 7. I'm not off that train yet.
Yeah, I still think a team with two bigs like that working together offensively and defensively is just not going to work.
But here's the thing, though. Jalen. When you look at Minnesota, you look at what Cat does in terms of a big. He's not the traditional big. It's not like him and Rudy both play on the box and they're taking up a lot of space. Cat is more of a stretch 4 whose game is outside in. Rudy is more of a rim protector, rim runner, pick and dive guy. So I mean that could work if these guys, 1, stayed healthy. 2, I think he takes a lot of pressure off of Cat in terms of a defender because now Cat can rebound a little bit more. Cat can actually get out and run more because Rudy's rebounding more. So in terms of offensively, I just think that if these guys can stay healthy, it would look I think it looks a lot different.
I think for the regular season, I think they can be good, but I don't trust Cat as far as playoff wise to be consistently good. He draws some dumb fouls. He draws some dumb fouls, man, that just takes him out of the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jaden McDaniels playing next to Cat and Gobert at the 3?
Yeah.
I feel like he's better at the 4, but I could be wrong. I feel like Jaden McDaniels is better at the 4.
I don't like that neither, Mars. I do not. He's definitely a 3. I do not like him at the 4.
And he's gonna take that jump offensively this year. So
I believe that too. Hey, Jaden might get Cat traded. If he takes the jump that I think he could take, they might finally just be like, you know what? We might want to just build around Ant. We see Jalen here as another piece going on in the future. I can see that happening.
But the piece they get for Cat, I wouldn't mind if they just get another piece that
they would. They're not just going to get a piece for Cat. They're going to get a good. They'll get a lot of picks if that's what they want. They'll get another competent player. They'll get some more complementary pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna go as far as Ant take them though, man. I think if Ant can get a little bit of middle game into his game, like develop a little bit more of a mid-range game and stuff like that, I think that he'll take a next step, man. I think he settles too many times for too many deep threes. You know what I mean? I think if he can get somewhere in the middle right there, I think and continue to attack, don't just settle for mid-range, but continue to attack and get downhill and get that 2-ball going, I think, man, they'll be all right.
2 years, Damo.
How many young players we say that about now? About them
2 years, Damo. 2 years as far as I'm going. Anthony Edwards is the best 2 guard in the game, and I don't think it's a question. In 2 years.
So Ant is what, 21?
Who?
Ant
yes,
21.
Yes, 21. In the next 2 years.
So 23-year-old Ant will be better than 29-year-old Devin Booker.
Yes, I think so. And I think it's good. And the separator, I feel like, is going to be on the defensive side of the basketball. That's where I feel like the separator is going to be.
They lost that play-in game because Ant offensively. Defensively, he was there, but they needed Ant to get them over the hump. Ant's that only guy offensively that every team got a guy. You got the Lakers, you got LeBron, AD. Those guys can close for you. Now you got Austin Reeves. Then you got the Suns. Every team, you got the Nuggets. Ant got to be that guy offensively. He can't struggle like he did in that play-in game, missing all those shots. Now his defense is there, effort, but for them to get over the hump, Ant got to close.
All right, y'all. Coming in at 15, we have the New Orleans Pelicans.
I feel like that's right where they should be. Maybe they could be.
I had them a bit higher.
I had them a bit lower. I had them at 18.
I had them at 12.
So Damo had them the lowest at 18. Me and Mars were the highest on the Pelicans at 11.
I guess I'm just higher. I'm optimistic about how I guess.
The Zion coming in.
Zion Williamson's moving me.
The weight looks
Zion
good.
Williamson's moving me.
Yep.
He looks like he's in the best shape I've seen him in since he's been in the league.
For real, look like he put them that Gumbo and Po Boys down for a couple months.
Hey.
And he still looks unstoppable, even though he only has one hand. So I mean,
sound like he got them sodas out the bathroom. He not eating on the toilet no more, man.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. He's not associating with certain individuals. So I'm not going to judge a working class or a category of people.
Yes, he is, Ron. He just ain't doing it as much. He's still
doing that.
You don't just get off crack. Like you don't just put the pipe down. No,
he's still doing like that. You seen the interview the other day? He was over there flirting the other day on the interview with the chick.
Ron, he stopped. He didn't stop associating with her. He stopped associating with his favorite chef at his favorite gumbo spot.
Man, he like Pookie right now, man. He keep calling me.
But he around Scotty, so he ain't on it as much. He ain't go back to the crack house.
Oh yeah, man.
If Zion's healthy, is he making all NBA team?
Absolutely.
Yeah, without okay.
Is he?
Yes.
Hey, if Zion's healthy,
possibly.
If Zion's healthy, the 180 y'all gonna see me do randomly on a Tuesday.
Randomly.
Don't hurt yourself.
The Damo narrative about to be crazy.
You know how fast Zion's gonna be in my top 5?
Boy, now listen, the agenda I'm pushing for these Carolina boys. What? I need him to do good, honestly.
Bro, that'd be nice. He stays healthy. Brandon Ingram is still, even though he had a bad feed, but he's still Brandon Ingram. 20 points tonight. Easy.
Don't even pay attention to that people shit. Brandon Ingram is like that.
CJ as a third option, I think is phenomenal. I don't know people like to rag on him, but if he's the third best player on that team, that's amazing. Like if he's the third best.
And really quick, Mars, 23-year-old Kobe. Really quick, Mars, 23-year-old Kobe Bryant was better than 28-year-old Ray Allen and 31-year-old Reggie Miller. So that happened.
Jay Felson the starting center.
Wait, Reggie Miller was 31 when Kobe was 23.
20. I think he was when no, he was a little bit older than he was 33. I think he was 33 or 34.
Kobe was 23
in 01. In 01. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Reggie was probably around 33. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ray was in his draft class, was he not?
Yes, he was, but Ray had played 3 years of college, so he was older.
Ray,
I don't know. He was 28.
Y'all did y'all see the video of the chick eating the pizza with globs of butter on it? That's what Zion was doing, but he ain't doing that no more. So y'all just watch out.
Hey, Damo, would you focus, Damo? Come on, Damo, get back with me, brother. Stay with me, my man. I'm trying to keep you focused, yo.
How do you not focus on that pizza and butter?
You know what Damo at?
It was sick. Jalen, it was sick. It was disgusting.
I'll send it to you.
All right, put it in the private chat.
Personal pizza with pounds of butter on it is crazy to me.
I'm talking about globs of butter. She had pepperoni pizza, was just scooping butter, fucking it up.
Pounds of butter.
That's how Zion been getting down the past couple years.
All right, fellas. At 14, we have the New York Knicks.
That's
again close enough. Yeah.
I think I had them higher than that.
I had them at 12.
Okay, so 2 people had the Knicks at 17, and 1 person had them at 8.
8 is strong.
I know I'm the one who had them at 17.
I had 15.
8.
Yeah, who had them at 8? Who's the 8?
I think they're top 4 seed. I think they're top 4 seed in the East.
You let Lamont vote on this?
No.
It had to have been Mill Media. You let Mill vote on it.
No, it was Chill Media.
Yo, Chill is a troll, man.
No, he ain't. No, he's not.
You're really high on Chill. How are you on RJ Barrett? How are you?
That means there's 7 teams in the West that are gonna have a better record than them.
7?
Has to be because they aren't in the top 10.
No, I don't think so, Miles. I mean, the top again last season, we're talking about 3 of the best 4 records in the NBA was in the Eastern Conference. So I don't know about 7. I mean, they was still a top 5 seed last year. And I think that they, if I'm not mistaken, they still had one of the 10 best records in the league last year. The Knicks did.
Air attack.
I had them 12. I
confident.
think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be
I'm
good.
confident in
I
that.
had them 12.
Air
Yes,
attacks
I'm
a year
definitely
ago.
confident in that. Yes.
I stand with
Yeah.
the air attacks, man. You got air attacks. That top 10
last
record. You
year.
got air attacks.
Air attacks, bro. Air attacks. That was a different league last year. I don't know what you're talking about.
Damn. That much different?
That's the thing with the Knicks, though. Have the Knicks reached the ceiling? I don't think Jalen Brunson's getting any better. I think Jalen Brunson. RJ Barrett's gonna be an inefficient scorer, giving you 20 a night on bad efficiency, and Julius Randle is Julius Randle, and you have Josh Hart. I think we know there's nobody on that team who I think gets better. Everyone
Manuel
just
quickly.
What is Julius?
This is
Just speak to Manuel quickly, please. Thank you.
And this is the problem that I'm having with this all of this logic. This is why I have the problem that I have with this logic. You guys look at rosters, and because rosters don't change, and they have young players that they're not really that efficient. Meanwhile, you ain't taking into account that these players are getting better. That's why I got Cleveland where I got them. That's why I got the Knicks where I got them. I think Jalen Brunson gets better. I think RJ Barrett, who is 22, 23 years old, I think he gets better. I don't think he comes back as the same player. I think he gets better. Julius Randle, on the other hand, he is who he is, 100%. Now, can Mitchell Robinson be more efficient around the basket? I would love to see that. And I think that he can do that. Hartenstein is one of the best backup big men in the game. So, I mean, when you're talking about the Knicks, when you're talking about that roster and the philosophy in terms of defense, I think that they can get better. I'm not one of these people that's just looking at rosters and going, "Yo, these dudes are winning it," or these dudes are much better simply off the roster. Like when I'm thinking about young players, I'm thinking about young players improving. That's why I got Cleveland where I have them.
I've watched RJ Barrett
there.
since Duke. I've just never been an RJ Barrett guy. I thought at Duke he thought he was better than Zion, would take more shots unnecessarily. I think he has that same mentality. I think he
At Duke, he lightweight was though.
No, ain't no way. Stop
See,
it.
Ox is just trying to be a contrarian again.
Ask Ron. I swear to God, ask Ron. I used to say
You used to
every
piss me
game,
watching the Duke games.
Yeah, you used to be a contrarian 5 minutes
No, I'm like, give RJ the ball and get the hell out the way. Like,
No, he like during the game. We used to be watching Duke. Obviously, this is when Cam Reddish was him.
Yeah.
They had RJ Barrett. They had Zion. Obviously, they had Trey Jones. The whole time, Bob would be like, "Man, just give
Alex
O'Connell, Alex O'Connell." Yeah, but he used to be like, "Man, just give RJ the ball and get the hell out the way. Give RJ the ball and get the hell out the way." I should be like, "Why?"
Yeah, Ox just likes being different. I respect it.
Bro, RJ Barrett is closer to Andrew Wiggins and Ben Simmons in terms of development than he is to a guy like Brandon Ingram or anybody else that just gets exponentially better. RJ is who he is. When RJ came out of high school, I said, "Man, listen, I'm glad he's going to a stacked Duke team because I don't know how when he gets to a level where players are his size or around his size and better athletes, how is running at the rim and doing what he's doing is going to work." When he was in college, I said, "Man, I don't know how this play style is going to translate to the NBA." And then in the NBA, I'm like, "Man, I am surprised this play style is translating as good as it is or how it is. I don't know where he gets better from here." And as we stand now, I'm still saying, man, he did add this and that. But for the most part, he is still the same dude he was when I watched him in high school. So I'm saying the same thing. So I personally think, again, he's going to plateau. That's just what he is. That Vincent, when Andrew Wiggins from coming in the league, I'm not saying he's the same guy he was as a rookie, but in terms of what he does offensively, in terms of who he is, Andrew Wiggins has been the same guy since a steady 16 to 20 point per game guy, a guy with defense, and a guy that, if anything, he just had to get the mental there. When he got to the Warriors, the mental questions that was there before going to the Warriors were eliminated because his mental stayed strong and he was in a high-pressure situation and came through. So we have this different perception of him. With RJ, if RJ is the same RJ, but he's playing on a winning team, you're going to think he's totally different when he's not. He's just who he is. Same thing I said with Ben Simmons earlier. Let Ben be who he is. If it's producing wins and you're playing winning style of basketball with it, we're going to think he's great. But if you're out here blowing games and selling, playing the way you are, we're going to think you're bad. So no, I don't think RJ Barrett is going to get that much better. That's just me. You can call it bias or whatever. I don't think Jalen Brunson is going to get too much better. Now, can this team as a team mesh and become better because of chemistry? You're right. So you said it a couple episodes ago. Yeah, they can. This team can just play better because they're used to each other and they're developing as a unit. But individually, outside of Emmanuel quickly, I promise you, I assume Toppin is going to be just like Toppin of before. Look for him to dunk. What you call it? Quentin Grimes. I believe Grimes is going to take some levels of a step, but I don't know if it's going to be something where I'm like, this team is different. Like the Cavs. I do believe the development for the Cavs players are a lot different than the development for the Knicks players.
All right, fellas. Fluent also had the Knicks at 17, but it's time to with Mars. He had him ranked at 17 as well. But it's time to move on to the 13th team in the league, and it is none other than the OKC Thunder. How do we feel about the Thunder at 13? And it was quite interesting that the highest that the Thunder was, somebody had him at 7. And 2 other people had him at 19. Who would you guys like to hear, the 7 or the 19?
Who had him at 19?
Yeah, 19 seems a little low.
2 people. It was me and it was Big Ox.
Rookie of the year, baby.
Yeah, there's too much unknowns with the young players.
I thought you was a milkman. This is crazy.
Oh man.
No, Josh,
but Chet didn't guard Wemby, so
Nah, and Chet
Got
got that
Rookie
dog.
of the year, man.
Chet's like Travis Kelce. He like brown sugar, so I see why Ox didn't like him. I get it.
Does he still like brown sugar?
I'll trip on Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce been carrying Patrick Mahomes for how many years now?
Whoa.
Hey.
Yo, we not about to get into this. We can't get into this right now. We got to stay on this list. We got to stay focused. But at 7, Fluent had the Oklahoma City Thunder at 7.
Wow.
Thinks they're the 7th best team in the league.
All had him
He
there.
was just doing stuff.
He's really high with Jalen Williams, SGA, Giddey. You know what? With them, like I could see them being a top 10 teams. I had him at 14. I could see them being a top 10 team in the league if everything goes right. If every player, is as good as advertised. If Chet does his thing, Jalen Williams does his thing, Giddey, SGA. Like we get it from the roster. It's just there's still so many unknowns. Got to see them play first. First 10 games they play together will be interesting to see how they all click together and what roles these guys play. 16.
All right, moving along, y'all. We have at 12 a team that was in the championship last year, but we don't think they're that good anymore. The Miami Heat.
I ain't betting against Miami, bro.
Yeah, I had him lower.
Every time you think Miami ain't gonna do nothing, man, they find a way. It's gonna be somebody come up out the woods. You're like, man, who is this guy? Man,
The thing about Miami, and I don't think that they're done. I think that at some point, Riles, throughout the season, I think he's going to make a trade to get them another lead guard in there and somebody that's going to help them on the perimeter as a distributor. I don't think that he's done with that. Getting
like who? Chettown? Udonis Haslem?
No, I don't think Udonis. I think we passed that. Give me a break. But I mean, Pat Riley has built this unit up to be a championship contending unit, right? He's built them up to be a championship contending unit. Do I think they're going to win it? No, I think that they've done all that they could possibly do, but I'm not counting Pat Riley out to do something during the season. And if Bam is who he is, I'm cool with a 20. Bam had a career year last year. He was almost a 20 and 10 guy. He was 20 and 9. So with that being said, if this is who Bam is over the course of his career and an all-league defender and a middle first round pick, I love that. I mean, I don't know how much longer you're gonna get buckets for. I don't know how much longer you're gonna get buckets for. But I think that I don't think Miami is done in terms of making moves. I don't. I think that they will make a move throughout the course of the season.
I like the Thomas Bryant pickup, man. I thought he played in the regular season. I think he did pretty good for the Lakers while AD was down and stuff like that. I think he get him through. Josh Richardson. You got Tyler Hero coming back. He gonna give you 20 points a game. You still got Bam. I think that helps them on the rebounding category wise, where they was kind of soft in the middle. I think Thomas can help clean up some of those rebounds.
Yeah, so Jalen had him ranked at 17, and Big Ox was the highest on them at 7. So we got the Miami Heat at 12. Let's keep it pushing on the list. Who do we have at 11? At 11.
Right outside the top 10.
Memphis.
We have the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's where I had them too.
I had them at 10 actually.
I had them at 10 too.
Yeah,
I wonder what a real controversy about to be because I had the Heat 12, I had the T-Wolves 13, I had the Knicks 12. No, I had the Heat 14, T-Wolves 13, Knicks 12, Grizzlies 11.
No team on this list has really been in a crazy spot, in my opinion.
Yeah, everyone's
I think
I'm not saying Everything's relatively all right.
This is a W list. This is probably one of the best.
It might be like a few spots like too high, too low, but nothing's like wow.
When you guys judged Memphis, did you account like the John Morant?
The Josh suspension, yeah. If John was there, they'll be higher for me.
That's what I'm saying.
So at the highest, 2 people had them at 10. That was Jalen and Chill, and Fluent had them the lowest at 16.
Okay.
Yeah, so most people had them around the 10 to 13 range.
Yeah, that's not crazy. I had them at 15.
I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty double.
I had them at 14.
This might be the best list we've ever done.
No doubt.
Yeah, good work, guys. I'm proud of you guys.
Outside the Pistons, I personally think the Pistons and Jazz should switch, but that's just me.
Yeah, the Jazz is the only one that I'm looking at. Like, okay.
There's nothing really ridiculous on this on this list.
All right.
I had Miami at 15 instead of 12.
We're here at the top 10 now. We finally arrived, people. Here's where we go. I'm going to leave the list up, and we're going to run down this top 10. All right. At 10, you have none other than Los Angeles.
Clippers?
Yeah.
The Lakers, right?
The Clippers, right? Get
the Lakers. Yeah, I was going to say that's crazy.
Boycott the goddamn show.
I think the Clippers higher, man.
I had the Clippers a little higher too.
I had them low. I had them lower than that.
I had them at 8. I had them at 8.
I had
But
10.
6.
I have 6 too. I had them 6 too.
I think Clippers might be top 5. Listen, it's something about that guy named Robot Kawhi Leonard. He's scared.
I'm going to let you guys guess, okay? 2 people had him at 5, and 1 person had him at 19. I'm going to let you guys
19.
First, that was Fluent. Fluent had him at 19.
Yeah, that's fluent. That's fluent. But Jesus Christ,
man, whatever you
Nowhere.
man.
Yo, and when Fluent sent me the list, so it is Fluent that had him at 19. When Fluent sent me the list, he had me. I was like, well, "What the fuck is he talking about?" He had me so confused because at 19, I'm going through the list, and at 19, I see Buffalo. I'm like, Buffalo? I'm like, the Bills playing the NFL. What? And then I got to thinking, I'm like, Buffalo? And I'm like, no way. No way Fluent violated the Clippers like this.
I respect it. Hey, that's the one respectable thing I got about Fluent on this list. I like
maybe
that.
Maybe he thinks they won't stay healthy. I guess that.
I admire to be
no, they're just the paper clips, and he hates them.
That's who he calls them, the paper clips. And they're the Clippers.
Wait, so who both had him at 5?
Once again, me and Ox see the light, and we found a common area to agree on. We think the Clippers are the 5th best team in the league.
You know, Paul George said he's taking it serious, right? Paul George come back.
Yeah, Kawhi said he's getting in his bag like people want him to. I'm like, no one asked you to, but go ahead, go off.
And then, I don't know if James Harden, if you guys accounted for him possibly joining the team.
If James
that was the case, I would have him at 19.
No, for real, for real.
If James Harden go over there, I'm done.
All right, y'all. Moving along.
Philly.
Not mad at it. Not mad at it. I am at 11.
I had him at 8. So
I had them at 12.
I had them at
Philly.
9.
I had Philly. I had them at 12.
Philly's still gonna be Philly. Maxey Tobias, Joel Embiid.
So chill. You had him the lowest at 12, and ironically, Ox, you had him the highest at 8. You and Damo.
Even though Embiid is a bum. Even though Embiid's a bum.
All right. Here we go. At 8.
A bum, that should be like 3. He's a bum. So
Damn,
at
you
8.
got bum tax? That's tough.
Do we have any predictions on who will show up at 8?
It better be the Kings. It better be the Kings.
I got Kings.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Kings and Warriors.
Yeah, I got Sacramento Kings at 8.
fuck y'all.
All right, look, fellas, check this out. It's a tie actually for who's at 8. So
so that's the top 7th then, right? That's the top 7.
Yeah, but I'm going to let the chat distinguish who's better this year.
Kings and Cleveland.
Between
Kings and Cleveland, I think.
Cleveland haven't showed up yet. Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, Cleveland haven't showed up yet.
That's interesting.
And I have Cleveland at 9, so
yeah, I haven't even acknowledged that Cleveland haven't.
Hey, Ron, can we make something clear to the chat and everybody else in here?
What's up?
I actually did not have the Kings this high. Could you let the people know, Ron, so that they can get off my fucking back?
Nah.
So you were not a homer, Big Ox. That's what you're saying. You were not a homer.
No, I want this list to be properly done.
Okay.
Wait, so where you have?
All right, I'm running. Hold on, right quick. I'm running the poll right now. Who should be higher in the power ranking? And it's between none other than the Sacramento Kings and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Y'all go vote. I'm gonna give you a minute to get in your vote. Whoever is higher will obviously be 7, lower to be 8.
That's insane. I got the Kings 10 and the Cavs 9. So
I got the Kings at 10, but the Cavs were lower than the Kings.
I got Cavs 7, Kings 8. So this chat off.
Okay, so everybody got So for the most part, them being around the same level.
Hey, Ron, hey, stop the poll, Ron. Stop the poll.
So me and Jalen had the Kings the highest at 8, and at 11, Fluent was the lowest with the Kings. As far as the Cavs, Chill had them at 5. Mars had the Cleveland Cavaliers at 16.
Wow.
16?
That's a little low, Mars. Why 16?
What was the second
That's hella low.
lowest?
Second lowest for the Cavs?
Yeah.
You at me at 12.
I'm about to say I had them at 9. That was in my top 10.
Yeah,
So I threw off the Cavs would have been
you and Chill threw it off.
Yeah, why you at 16? Why 16?
Well,
looks like we getting that 7
Houston's
spot,
one of the
baby.
teams over the Cavs. So
Okay, gotcha. So
Houston's
Looks like we getting that 7
without
spot,
spoiling
baby.
the teams that I've already been mentioned. I just think the Timberwolves, the Grizzlies, OKC, and the Pelicans are going to be better than them.
So look, I had the Cavs.
And that's just the teams that have already been said. So not spoiling the rest of the list.
I had the Cavs at 10, and I had the Kings at 9. So looks like we getting that 7 spot, baby.
All right, so here's the list right now.
I'm proud of y'all.
I just think the West is very deep. So there's just a lot of Western teams that I have over the Cavs, even though they're a higher seed.
I feel like the East is too.
Chat, I ran the poll. You guys chose the Sacramento Kings over the Cleveland Cavaliers. So this is what the top 10 is looking like as of right now. At 10, we have the Los Angeles Clippers. At 9, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. At 8, coming in at 8 is the Cleveland Cavaliers. And at 7, you got the Sacramento Kings.
So
next got to be the Warriors.
I'm not saying the Warriors better be next.
Yeah,
the Warriors are finessing their way into the top 5.
They're just trying to sneak by in.
There's
That's
no
crazy
way
about
the
that.
Warriors aren't the next team name.
Oh, you would be surprised.
I feel like I'm about to be surprised. This is
Dumbo, if you leave after this, I understand.
It's the Lakers. It's the Lakers. It's the Lakers.
No,
100%
y'all got the Warriors over the Lakers.
100% it's the Lakers.
All right, y'all. Here we go. At 6, we have.
I'm about to say, who voted what?
I had the Warriors at 7, so this doesn't.
I had the Warriors at 7.
I had them at 9.
It was 3 people that actually had him at 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Mars, Chill, Damo, and me. Jalen had him at 9. Fluent had him at 8. And as fate would have it, Ox had him at 11.
So how'd they get to 6?
That's love.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how'd that math add up to 6?
Well, they had the 6th best ranking.
So no one had them at 6 or higher. But
no one had them at 6 or higher, but they had the 6th best.
I guess there was no one huge outlier.
Yeah.
But the Cleveland at 16 kind of messed them up.
Yeah, that's what it is.
My bad, Cleveland. I still stand by it, but my bad, Cleveland.
So W list.
Excuse me.
All right, here we go. Let's
Now
get
I ain't mad
into
at
it.
the Lakers. Now the Lakers could be top 5. I ain't mad at the Lakers.
Nah. There's one team below the Lakers. It should be one team below the Lakers.
All right, who y'all think should be next? Who y'all think is 5th?
I think the Lakers should be next.
I got the Lakers.
I think it will be Denver.
It better be Milwaukee.
I got Lakers at 5.
Here we go.
I had Cleveland at 5.
Yeah, okay. So it's
I got Lakers. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Lakers at 5.
Hold on.
I had the Lakers at 4. So
I'm not saying I had Lakers at 4, so I'm not too mad.
I had them at 4. So
I had them at 6, but
it was 3 of us that had them at 6. Mars, Ox, and me had them at 6. Fluent had them the highest.
No,
at
you
3.
know, not we know, dude. You know, you talking about we know? No, dude, you know.
That's right. I think
Everybody's cool with the Lakers here. Everybody no discrepancies.
It don't matter. The votes still dies cash, man.
Look, when it comes to the top 5 teams, I mean, I think there's a noticeable top 3 and the 4 or 5. I think it's the Lakers is where they should be.
Jalen, where'd you have the Lakers?
I'm at 5.
5, okay.
Yeah, and there's a clear top 3 in the league, and then the Lakers are in that kind of set, that 4th and 5th, that second tier in a sense.
All right, here we go. Next on the list. This is where I believe that the list is flawed, but
Milwaukee
I ain't gonna
at
lie, I think it's
4.
flawed too. Yeah, 4.
I had him at 3, so
I had him at 2.
I had him at 5.
I had him at 3. I had Milwaukee at 3. So
I think Milwaukee's better than the Suns. Yeah.
2 people had him at 5, and 1 person had him at 1.
That was you, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Damian Lillard.
For what it's worth, I had them at 2, but I had Houston at 1. So for what it's worth, I was
damn.
Mars.
right, that's what I'm talking about. You want to talk about skewing the whole list. Mars had the Houston Rockets at number 1. Mars got the Rockets at the top of the list. That was a monkey wrench in everything we do.
Who wants to place a bet that the Rockets will be the number 1 seed?
What odds do you need?
The number 1 seed.
Mars, I'll give you 20 to 1. All right. So if you pay me 100, I pay you 2,000 if they're the 1 seed. I'll give you 20 to 1.
Mars, they're more likely to have the number 1 pick than the number 1 seed.
Yeah, from Brooklyn, I agree. From Brooklyn, yes. The number 1 pick, yes. I agree.
And Brooklyn is not likely to have the worst record in the league. That's not going to happen, Mars.
Well, the worst record doesn't get the number 1 pick. Otherwise, Detroit would have got it last year.
Well, but it does heighten your chances, though. That does help.
Yeah, the same odds for the worst 3 records now.
That pick's fully unprotected.
The Brooklyn pick is unprotected, but OKC have our pick for the next year, but it's top 4 protected.
All right, y'all, moving along at number 3.
Phoenix
Suns.
Yeah, it's got to be Phoenix.
That's what everybody's thinking.
It's Denver.
It better be Denver.
Oh yeah, it might be Denver. Yeah.
It better be Denver.
I had Denver below Phoenix.
I had Denver 1, just respect.
At 3 with 1 number 1 vote, and then somebody had him at 6.
6.
Phoenix.
Chill, you're a hater.
What?
I did. I had Phoenix at 6.
Chill the hater. Chill had the Suns below the Cavaliers. Okay.
Yes, I did. That's
strong. That's a strong take.
And here's why. We've talked about teams getting together. Why aren't you guys talking at all about the fact that the Phoenix Suns roster has been completely flipped? We're talking about the only dudes on this crew that was from the team that won the Western Conference Championship is Book. That's the only dude left off that crew. That's number 1. Number 2, this crew that's coming in this year, the only dudes that was on the crew this year that was on the crew last year, Book, KD, Okoye. That's it. Everybody else is new. But we got these dudes at the top of the Western Conference. They're winning it with this crew right here. No continuity, no time to gel, none of that stuff. But we're going to put this crew, because they got KD, because they got Devin Booker, because they got Bradley Beal, because they got these dudes, they automatically, which by the way, Mars, I'm not done. Which by the way, Mars, you made it clear that the Western Conference is stacked. So now we got a team that roster has been completely flipped. They're gonna go right to the top of the Western Conference. I have yet to see that.
I got the Suns as the Lakers. I got the Suns as a 3.
That's what I was about to say, Mars. The Lakers did the same thing.
The Lakers did the same thing. Whole roster at the trade deadline, and we're like the second best team in the league.
Right. For 20 games. For 20 games. That's it.
And then went to the conference finals. So clearly it was sustainable.
With the best record, with the best defensive player in the game. Right, with the best defensive player, and now what we have with this crew is we have some continuity. We don't have that with Phoenix.
No, my point is a team can get thrown together mid-season and it work, and they'd be good in the regular season and make the conference finals. So a team thrown together in the off season where they get a full training camp and get to actually gel together and have 82 games to mesh can be a very good team too. It's very possible in my humble estimation.
I like him. I got him as a 3 seed in the West right now. I just like, man, the depth that the Suns added. It ain't even Kevin Durant. It's not Kevin Durant. It's not Bradley Beal. It's the other guys that's gonna help. Chimezi Metu from the Kings is gonna be a key factor that nobody talking about. He gives them great versatility. They can play him at the 5. I know he's kind of smaller, but they can rotate him and play him at the 5. He can hit the 3 ball. I like what's your boy name? Grayson Allen was a big grit guy.
Was huge. Yes,
huge. Up for them on the wing. I like Eric Gordon. They got to keep the ball, like I said, because he is a turnover machine.
Hey, Eric Gordon can do what he do best on this team. Sit behind that line, catch and shoot.
He sits far behind that line too. I don't think I've ever seen him take a three that was actually at the 3-point line.
Ox has always been on that. Ox is like, yo, you get a three whether you a foot behind the 3-point line or 6 feet. Still
he be shooting from way out. I don't know what he be doing.
Go ahead though, Cruiser.
Jordan, I like Jordan Goodwin coming off the bench. He kind of hurt right now, but when he come back in, he'll good point guard that can stabilize the offense and stuff like that. I know they're gonna run like a KD. Anybody can bring it up, and they got a good on-ball defender in Josh Okogie. His only thing is he can rebound good. He can play on-ball defensively, but can he knock down the consistent 3-ball in those corners when they get there? And I like Yuta Watanabe. He a 3-point sniper. So it's those guys gonna help them get through the regular season. I think before those trades, if they got an injury, they was done. But now I think they can get those guys to get them through the regular season. And I think if they can work their defensive scheme out and stuff like that, I think it'll help them when they get to the playoff and short the rotation.
Don't forget Nasir Little too. Nasir Little on that.
And Keon Johnson.
But Keon Johnson's gonna get cut. He ain't gonna make it.
You don't think so?
He's gonna get cut. They're gonna cut him.
Okay.
I understand Chill's point. There's a lot of player movement, a lot of new guys, gelling, continuity, that all matters for sure. I think this team is just so talented with that big three, and they seem like they should fit together. Like on paper, their games, I think they'll be fine with Beal, Durant, and Booker. And then, like I said, the trade, the pieces with Nasir Little, guys like adding like that, they just kind of fix some of their depth issues, the whole one injury situation. So it just seems like on paper everything should work for sure, which is why.
So, but my thing, Jalen, is if a team like that, if these teams can't mesh, why is it that a ball dominant guy like Dame can mesh so well with Giannis?
Good question.
Wait, so I think these guys will mesh, but you're saying why Damian Lillard won't or will? I think they will. I think Damian Lillard is a perfect piece to play beside Giannis.
And I still got the same questions about Dame, but that Milwaukee unit, the majority of those guys are still together. Giannis is still there. Middleton is still there. Who am I thinking about that's coming off the bench? Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Connaughton. Like these guys, the core is still there. So that roster hasn't been completely. Say it one more time.
I said respect Marjan Beauchamp. He's there too.
Right. There. So it's not like that roster has been completely flipped around like this roster has been in Phoenix. That's what I'm thinking about. Plus, they still got a lead guard issue. Now, I understand offensively that Bradley Beal could get you buckets. I understand KD could get you buckets. I understand Devin Booker can get you buckets. But we still have an issue on the box. We still have an issue with rebounding. We still have an issue with rim protecting. All of this stuff matters when you completely flipping a roster. All of that stuff matters. And
wait, what's the issue on the box with Nurkic there?
Yeah, they got Nurkic if they really need, post scorer.
Wait, what's the issue with Nurkic? Well, first of all, you saw Nurkic. I'm thinking about defensively. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about him last year in Portland, them being one of the worst rim protecting teams in the league. They didn't have that.
He's bad defensively.
They didn't have that. And in terms of interior defense, we already saw what happened when they played Denver. And basically Joker just had his way with them. So these are the things that I'm thinking about. Now you add Nurkic, who has had health issues throughout the whole season, right? Who's had health issues. Now you're gonna put him on for the entire season. Is this thing gonna work? This is a question. This isn't something that I'm just, this thing isn't gonna work. For a roster to get completely flipped around, I think I think it says a lot to have this crew at the top of the league or as a top 2 seed with just from talent. If we're going up just talent alone, I bet.
Hey man, a player that played pro ball overseas once told me if you can get a guy that's averaging at least 1.2 blocks a game, he can play defense as a big man. I don't know.
How do you feel about that logic? How do you feel about that logic, Damo? How do you feel about that logic?
How I feel about it doesn't matter. I've never played pro basketball, but I'm just saying the guy that played pro basketball said 1.2 blocks a game. That's a decent rim protector. And Nurk, for the majority of his career, has been that. Now, if we're going to say because of injuries and regression, he's not that guy now, because the last 2 seasons he haven't gave you that, cool. But he's capable of doing that, right?
Durant
he is.
Again.
Who?
A couple guys average one.
KD. So KD provides the rim protection.
Yep, that's 2 guys giving you 1.2 blocks a game.
That sounds like a league rim protection.
I was just about to say, it sounds like we got all. That's what it sounds like. We got one of the best defensive teams in the league right there.
Hey, man.
Right.
Definitely speedy defensive team. Hold on.
But Damo, if you see somebody, if you look like let's set up with being
Oh, and guess who averaged 1.2 blocks a game last year? Bull. So that's a guy coming off the bench.
So that's 3.
Andrew Eubanks.
This is why we don't count
But
I'm saying though, if you look on basketball, let's say we're being basketball reference merchants, right? If we look on basketball reference, and you see a team that has 3 guys, they average 1.6 blocks per game or whatever. If you see that, wouldn't you assume that? I mean, this team has some pretty decent rim protection, like guys. I mean. Because you're not going to block every shot you attempt to block. So if you average almost 2 blocks a game, that means you're contesting shots, right? I mean, that's I would assume I would just make that assumption, which could be wrong, but I would make that assumption that you got decent rim protection.
And what I don't just to throw it out there, per 36 minutes, Chemezi Metu's 1.1 blocks a game too.
This is crazy.
So if you give
Chemezi does have decent rim protection.
Exactly.
That's 4 guys potentially.
So Ox, I don't want you to think that blocking shots equals rim protection, because there's a number of different things that equal rim protection. You know, challenging shots, being in the post, stuff like that. That stuff equals rim protection. So I'm not saying that you can't have a rim protector by challenging shots, but I'm thinking about if you guys are just going to outscore teams, at some point the game's going to slow down, and you're going to need that. You're going to need that other thing in order to get over the hump. That's where Denver was. That's why Boston was what they were. That's why Miami was what they were. These teams like that. So because Phoenix doesn't have that, that's why I'm not as high as I was on them. So I'm good.
When we had this conversation about the blocks and the stats equal and rim protection, I'm still of the mind that if you're a rim protector, that doesn't mean you're a shot blocker. But if you're a shot blocker, you are a rim protector. And there's nothing anybody can tell me that's going to convince me otherwise. If you're a shot blocker, you're protecting the rim. That's just to me, that's obvious. Like if you all rim protectors aren't shot blockers, but all shot blockers are rim protectors.
So I can't convince you right now that that's goofy logic?
No, you can't.
All right, well, I'm not even going to go there then. All right, but let's get to the last 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 teams left. We got the Denver Nuggets and we got the Boston Celtics.
Hey, buddy, you can keep talking in the chat all you want, my man. I feel the same way about you, brother. I do. I feel the same way about you. So remember, the only reason why you relevant is because I put you on. Nobody else up here put you on. I did. So remember that. So I feel the same way about you, dude. So until you start to talk to me about basketball, this is what it's going to be between you and me. I feel the same way about you. You up here talking about you was in jail and this cop was real nice. So you obviously weren't that smart of a criminal if you ended up in jail. So again, my man, I feel the same way about you as you do about me, my man. So keep talking because it's right back at you, my man. I'm sorry, Ron. Keep going.
Hold on. Since we on the chat line, I want to ask Drink More Water. How come Hassan Whiteside wasn't a rim protector?
That's
why not? Just because you don't like Hassan Whiteside means he's not a rim protector. Tired of that shit.
Hassan Whiteside is probably
so personal.
Hassan Whiteside
take it so personal. If you don't like the player, then they're not good at this or they're not good at that. Come on.
Hassan Whiteside at his best during the time he played in the league was one of the best rim protectors in the league.
Yeah, I was trying to think of someone who got a lot of blocks and wasn't a great rim protector. I couldn't think of one. Hassan Whiteside came to mind, but he still was a very good rim protector. Even if I think his rim protection was overrated, he was still a good rim protector.
Yeah, that's fair.
I couldn't think of one.
All right, fellas, who do you think would be at number 2? Chat, I ran a poll. I'm asking you guys, who do you guys think should be number 1? 65% of you right now, as of right now, are saying the Denver Nuggets. Do you guys agree? Do you think the Nuggets or the Celtics should be number 1?
I think the Bucks should be number 1, but out of these teams, I got the Celtics.
I'm about to say out of both of these teams, I think it's the Celtics. But I had the Suns as the best team in the league, so neither one of these guys.
I'm always put the defending champs as number 1 because you just got to beat them, right? So they're the champions, just giving that.
So you had the Warriors as the number 1 team going into this season.
If I did a ranking, yeah, I always put the champion as the number 1 team.
Okay, crazy. When Kawhi left Toronto. The same thing?
Okay, so obviously, so if they bring back, okay, so the difference, like if Steph left or something, yeah, but if you keep most of the key guys, you're going to keep them, yeah.
I was just asking. I wasn't trying to do a butcher move.
It sure sound like it though, Mars.
I wanted to clarify. I wasn't you're not being consistent. I was genuinely just asking.
Right. It sure did sound like it. It damn sure
All
did.
right. Y'all ready? At number 2, We got the Boston Celtics.
That's where I had them at.
Just a bullshit ass list.
W list, man. W list.
Respect to the defending champs. That's fine.
Big Ox think that the Celtics about to run the table. He don't think they winning the NBA championship this year.
Man.
Big Ox think they about to run the table for the next couple of years.
Ox said Celtics in 6.
Yeah.
No,
Celtics
Celtics in 5. Yeah, they got Drew. They got Drew.
Oh, they got 5 now. They got Drew.
It's like that. No, Celtics are a great team.
I was saying this before Drew too, so you know, man.
Yeah, Ox been consistent.
He been consistent.
For someone who hates Jason Tatum, he sure does think he's gonna win a lot.
He really does.
I don't hate Jason Tatum. I critique when he sees Jimmy Butler and his eyes get as big as silver dollars. I'll be like, why are you so scared? Like, play basketball.
Do you still think Jaylen Brown's better than him?
If we have to debate it, I'll take Jalen. I could do that all day.
Okay.
But who do you think's better?
He's saying it's close to enough.
Okay.
Big Ox, which one is it, Big Ox?
It's close enough. It's close enough. But I mean, okay, Jason's better, but it's close enough. But my thing is, Jalen always got to cover for his ass. Like, God damn, that shit is annoying as fuck. Like,
KP's gonna be covering for both of them.
It's like Paul George. It's like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Like Paul George, you are too good to be out here hitting the sides of backboards and shit in the playoffs. Like, bro, play basketball. He's not. We don't got time for it. We don't got time for it.
All right, y'all. So I'm putting the list back up here. Obviously, as you see, the Boston Celtics came in number 2. The Celtics had one first place vote, which was Big Ox, and then they had a 4th place vote, which was Fluid. Now moving on to the Denver Nuggets, they had 3 first place votes and a 5th place vote.
Who had them at 5?
Damn.
Bro, hey.
Even I had him at 3.
Hey, Ron, I like
that. He had Houston at 1, so technically
y'all getting on me for Cleveland. But meanwhile, the defending champs got their whole core back. And the best player.
Not the whole core. They lost Bruce Brown.
Respect
and
Bruce
Thomas
Brown.
Bryant.
I'm talking about the core. They
lost
their whole starting 5 back.
That's
They got their whole starting 5 back.
They ran an 8-man rotation and they lost 2 of them.
Hey, Mars, you don't like Drew the Strabber?
That's the shooter, right?
Yes.
Yes, like him a lot.
He wet, bro.
Oh, Julian.
Julian Strabber.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He nice, bro. He can shoot.
I didn't even notice till Chitchat said something.
How'd you not notice these days?
He can replace Bruce Brown or Ed Green.
Get with this dude.
Damo stay ready.
Damo be killing me,
ready.
But yeah, he actually got busy last night.
I didn't say anything.
He had 20 points, and I think he went 6 of 8 from 3, 6 of 9.
He can really shoot it, bro.
Well, I had them at 5 because Houston was 1. They would have been 4. But
so, I mean, having the Suns, Milwaukee, and the Bucks over them, Suns, Milwaukee, or Boston over them. I get it. Like just on paper, player for player, sure, it can make sense.
I just think a team that ran an 8-man rotation losing 2 of their rotation, big deal. But I also think, goodbye everyone. But I also think Peyton Watson is gonna take a jump this year. So there's that. I think the team's gonna be very good. I just don't think they're gonna be the best team in the regular season. That's what this was. It's about right. It's not a championship prediction, but
you know what's gonna take a great leap this season, a tremendous leap that no one's talking about, and even me as a Lakers fan. I'm not going to just kill y'all by saying, by realizing y'all don't really care about us or watch us, nor care about our prospects. Max Christie's going to take a great step for us and be a solidified backup shooting guard. Can't wait for Max Christie to get right and get those minutes. But, I'm not just sitting there saying, Max Christie's going to take a leap and make the Lakers number 1. Get the Nuggets the hell out of here, man. They're not the best team in the league. Even though they won a chip, even though they may have they have an argument for having the best player in the league in Jokic. An argument, not saying he's definitive, an argument for having it. Get out of here, man. They're not the best team.
I think Jamal Murray has a better regular season too. Obviously, the last regular season he was coming back from injuries. Now he's at a full season. He should be fine. MPJ, will he get any better? I don't think. Does he have any
defensively? Maybe. I think offensively, he is what he is.
He's a long ball shooter. That's who he is.
Which is
Damo, how you feel about?
That's what they do. They're getting shooters. Then I think it works. They got that Strava guy. They also got Hunter Tyson coming from Clemson, I believe. He's a sniper. Like they're just getting people who can stretch the floor and shoot the ball, and I think it's a good thing for them. And they can move without the ball as well. It's not just stationary shooters. I think that's what they're trying to get, just to surround with Jokic's playmaking. So it's decent roster construction, but I just got 4 teams over them.
And since we're on the subject of shooters, Damo, how you feel about? I was watching that preseason game with the Nets. Like I was really digging how D'Angelo Russell responded to drop coverage. I mean, how you feel about D'Angelo Russell being a primary ball handler? And
I was high on D'Lo when we drafted him. I'm all for D'Lo doing his thing. I'm glad he's more comfortable. All I'm caring about, honestly, is putting D'Lo in lineups that best utilize D'Lo. Once D'Lo looks around and on the left is Gabe Vincent, on the right is Austin Reeves. I don't know what that lineup's going to look like. I don't know what D'Lo's going to do in that lineup because his role kind of changes. But for the most part, I'm 100% fine with D'Lo. I don't know. As long as we can hide him defensively, because I know it's going to get to a point to where teams are going to try to abuse him. And maybe this will be the year that his defense takes a little improvement and he becomes a below average or average defender instead of being a cone. But for the most part, I just want D'Lo to be himself. I want a lot of these guys to be themselves.
I don't think he has to be great defensively. I just think he's got to be solid in stretches, because that's why you got guys like Anthony Davis, right? So long as he can be solid in stretches and just not be a complete liability, I think you guys got a chance. But I dug him recognizing drop coverages and being able to shoot the long ball and been able to shoot in the mid range the way he was doing. I was like, all right, that's a really good sign for these dudes.
I think D'Lo's always been good in the regular season. It's just his playoff dropper. He's just been a consistent playoff dropper now.
He wasn't that bad last year in the playoffs, show. He really wasn't. It was that Denver series that was a little bit tricky. He was not bad in the Memphis series. He was not bad in the Warriors series. He wasn't.
He was D'Lo for the first 2 rounds, and then we got D'Angelo in Colorado. I didn't.
As long as we can, bad Denver.
As long as we can limit the amount of games, as long as we can limit the amount of times D'Angelo Russell steps on the court, and we just keep D'Lo all season, we'll be fine. But the moment I start seeing D'Angelo out there, hey Darvin, sit his ass down. Sit him down. Stop letting him play. Sit him down.
The D'Angelo single coming out there.
Talk about it.
All right, y'all. I got some super chats I want to read. I'm gonna put this list back up here so you guys can look over it while I'm reading these super chats, and you guys let me know how you feel about this list. I think it's a pretty solid list.
Hey, Ron,
but into the super chats was good.
Hey, I gotta head out, man. Appreciate it, man, for letting me come on, bro.
All right, Cruz. Good to see you, brother.
All right, we're gonna catch you later, bro.
All right, appreciate it.
Good to see you, brother.
All right. All right, here's the list. Let's get into it from the top. Drink More Water sent through a super chat and said, number 1 Nuggets, at 2 the Bucks, at 3 the Celtics, 4 the Suns, 5 the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies will surprise early on without Ja. The Warriors, Lakers, Kings, Cavs, and the Clippers are in that next tier down.
You're right about the Grizzlies. That's a great pick. So I'll be watching them. I highly doubt it, but if you're right, that's a great pick.
A Tribe Called Lynn said the panel, 36 Chambers. Ticket vs. World, the return to 36 Chambers. Chill with Chill, Liquid Swords. Open Gym, only built for Cuban links. Low Nose, Iron Man, Fluent and Chill. To Call, Ox, Deck, Jalen, You God.
It's actually to Cal.
To Cal.
Yeah. That's Method Man.
Shout out, Meth. Nija Americano said Frank Vogel told AD to shoot threes also.
Not 6 threes a game.
Not 6 of them, he did. He did not.
And that's when we were playing in the bubble, which a lot of fake shooters were able to be shooters that year. Just being honest. AD's never shot like that before, and he ain't shot like that since. Like, being in the bubble definitely elevated a lot of people shooting. So, yes, telling your guy who's on a hot streak, hey, shoot more, is definitely a good idea. That's what a good coach would do. But when your guy's coming off of shooting 2 seasons below 27%, and one of those seasons in another season below 20%, saying, hey, you probably should shoot more, is a terrorist activity. That's what that is. A terrorist thought.
Mike 824 said Chill is a guy. Chill is a goddamn elephant. How the fuck he be remembering details of shit 76 years ago?
Actually, it wasn't 76 years ago. It was in 1994, which was 29 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. So,
Ladarius Munford said Chill ain't gonna never let Mars live that down with the Jazz take.
You should have because you should have saw Mars. He had his luggage packed. He was gone. He was on that Jazz train. He was on it. I had to go get him. Come on, Mars. Wait, man. Don't do that.
Eddie Wilson says, shoot, Ant might not be better than D Mitch in 2 years.
I think he will be.
I think it will be too. Yeah, I think it will be too.
I just don't think it'll be better than Devin Booker, or Jaden Green, but that's besides the point.
Kai said Ant is 6th all time in playoff point per game already.
Well, he's only played 10 games. So, yeah.
Small sample.
Kai with the back-to-back super chat said, Wolves at 16 is a crime. 10 at minimum.
Get off your knees, buddy.
Yeah, looking at this top 10, yeah.
Anthony Edwards might be the most hyped player coming into this year. We have the most.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Masink OG said, damn, I was late to the show, but I'll show love.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, brother. We appreciate you. No doubt.
Nuance said the Bulls will be better.
Then who?
The Bulls real bad.
Sure.
Kaba 47 said Kobe?
No, I'm good. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. Kaba 47 said Kobe White is the leading scorer in high school in North Carolina. Damo.
Yeah, probably in high school, you dingosoid. I said he's not a Tar Heel legend.
Dingosoid.
Oh, he scored in high school. Sure. That makes my college legend.
Yo, Kaba, my bad. I shouldn't have read that.
I love that.
There's awesome. A lot of role players in the NBA who were just like high school legends and have these crazy records in high school.
Pat Bev averaged 35 a game in high school.
In Chicago, by the way. In Chicago.
Is it
sent through the
all-time leading scorer?
She sent through the super chat and said, craziest stat line you seen. I got D-Rob 34, 10, 10, and 10. Quadruple double.
That was pretty crazy.
Carmelo 60 points and nothing else.
Give me Luka's 60-piece triple double was pretty impressive.
Larger ones might have been a little bit better, but I'm good.
Tim Duncan quadruple double in the finals.
Yes, sir. Yes. Boy, he didn't get. He almost got it.
No, he got it. They cheated him, but he got
did they jerk him? You think, Mars? He went 20, 20, 10,
I'm
and
not saying that, but he got it.
They robbed him. You think they robbed him?
They robbed him. Yes, they robbed him.
D12 top 75 said 5 years. Question mark. And then he came back and said, chill, getting mentored and vets. Chill's getting mentored and vets confused.
They sound like the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Mentors and vets are virtually the same thing because a mentor is a vet. That's why I'm a mentor, because I've been around for as long as I've been around.
All right, y'all. Last but not least, Drink More Water said, which game are you guys choosing? Modern Warfare 2 or Halo 3? Which game gave the most memories?
First of all, anyone that says Modern Warfare 3, I know you were born before 88. No, I mean Halo 3, you were born before 80 anything. You're an old man. Modern Warfare 2, that's one of the best memories.
I despise Halo.
I didn't play any of those games. I played for like 2 days.
No, just me personally. I don't like Halo.
That was a real rivalry. It was like the Xbox PS2 rivalry with Halo and whatever PS2.
I remember when people thought Xbox had a chance against PlayStation.
Yeah, that was a thing for a while. Yeah.
Time's better over here anyway. It's okay.
All right, y'all. We got to get up out of here. The press box is next. If you're not doing nothing after this, be sure to tune into the press box. Yep, you're right, Chill. Dirt TV said Chill and Mars. What decade was the best decade for each position? Example, power forward, the 2000s, point guard, the 2010s.
Centers, the 90s. Small forwards, 2010s.
Yes, Dirk, Leonard. I'm not Dirk. I'm sorry. James, Leonard, KD. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Power forwards. Yeah, I'm fine with the 2000s. Duncan, Garnett, KG, Chris Webber. Okay, cool. And then what's the last one? Shooting guards.
Yep. 2000s. Bryant, Vince Carter, Ray Allen, T-Mac.
Michael Redd.
Sure. Yeah, I think 2000s for the 2 guards, yeah.
I'm going to go with the 90s for the 4-man. I mean, Malone, Barkley, Garnett, Webber,
Wait, but those are 2000s though. Like Garnett, Weber.
Okay, first of all, Weber showed up in 93.
I didn't include.
Yeah, but his peak was 2000s.
Even if that's true, he showed up in the early 90s. Just
That's
like
right.
Malone, his peak was just like Malone. I mean, he showed up in the 80s, but he was also his league MVPs and all that stuff was in the 90s. Same thing with Barkley, Malone, Weber, Rasheed Wallace. I think the 4-man spot in the 90s. In the 4 and the 5 spot, I mean, it was a big man era. In the point guard spot, I think that as much as I love Stockton, as much as I love Magic, as much as I love Isaiah, I mean, the 2000s with Jason Kidd, even though Jason Kidd showed up in 94, but Jason Kidd, who am I thinking about? Steve Francis, Chauncey Billups, Steve Nash, Chris Paul. I mean, that 2000s era was fantastic.
2000 was the best era of basketball.
Fellas, unfortunately, we got to wrap it up, fellas. We got to practice good habits and wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the same crew. Tomorrow, we will be talking about NBA coaches, and we will make our predictions for Coach of the Year. So, y'all stay tuned for that. Until then, y'all be easy.